For the morning of Monday, May 16th, 2022. Do 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 do.
One evening as the sun went down and our cooking coals were glowing, down the path came a party hiking, and they said, folks, we're all going. We're yearning for a portal far away in a tavern full of shouting. So join us, friends, and let's descend deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain. There run dungeons hot and cold, where the monsters surge and pushes, and the youngest runes are old, where the mimics all lie waiting, and the goblin werebats roost. All the wisps and wasps and the mezzo lost, the hidden pit where we'll all plummet deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, all our blades will sing like choirs, as our arrows strike like drum beats, and our green flame pops and pyres. Our barbarian will stomp a brood as the rogues dance shadow play. Oh, we're sworn to go at a great tempo. We'll chant our spells as we now delve deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, you'll always find new gear, and your old mundane accoutrement can be handed down, don't fear. The magic items you'll attune and the artifacts you'll find. There's armor with gems and weird potions and a propeller hat that lets you ascend deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, the mad wizard stood gates so folks can open portals. He left clues to activate. He has a thing for puzzles and he likes to throw his voice. We're going to delve to where he dwells, to the lowest tower, to seek his power deep into Under Mountain. I'll see you there, the lowest lair, deep into Under Mountain.
Who's the guy who can conquer death? That's Joe Hills. He plays for Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hills. That's Joe Hills.
Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And this afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are, y'all are my live streaming audience. Excited to have you here today. We're going to be doing a lot of kind of simple tasks around here. I'm not quite ready to continue with this flying machine thing yet. I need to do just way more off-camera research. But I also, and before I can actually like build the big flying machine anyway, I'm also going to have to pull out all the sand around here. And a lot of this sand I actually need to start converting to, like, actual proper glass as well. So we've just got a lot to do kind of across the board in order to actually start converting any sand to glass. Wow, look at all. We've been collecting a ton of sand. We're running out of storage space for the sand we have collected. We need to go ahead down here and actually start building a new furnace system. Come on. This is not a good entrance yet to this area. This is kind of our temporary setup. We've got this skeleton spawner here that I'm going to do something with eventually. Haven't figured that out yet. Will I use Asuma's community smeltery? I didn't know that there was one, but I don't think... Now, the thing is, it wouldn't be loaded while I'm not over there, though, right? So... I'm not sure how good an idea that is. Hey, Saucefire, raiding with a party of 4. Thank you for joining us, Sauce. I actually sent you an email, which you might not have seen if you were streaming, but I had an idea for something fun that we could possibly do that I would love to chat with you about at some point. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Hey, Tyranthosaurus. Yeah, and like I said, if that's not really a full plan. That's kind of an idea. And so if you have feedback on how to make that into like an actual good plan, let me know. So, yes. Saucefire writes in Twitch chat, sounds good, I'll hit you back. Figuratively, not literally, as that would be assault. Well, I appreciate your concern for my delicate, absolutely human flesh. And so, yes, thank you, Sauce. Okay, so we have a lot to do today. One of the big problems we have at the moment is we have a wild quantity of sand that we need to deal with. So let's go ahead and try and get some of this temporarily put into storage. We need to cook a lot of it, too, is the thing. But you know what? Cleo and I had built a temporary storage area over by docks that I think we can pull out at this point, because he's not gonna we're not gonna need it for all of the what do you call it, stuff that we thought we were gonna have. The the World Eater. So originally Doc thought the World Eater was going to generate a ton of materials, and so for HHH we were going to have to run behind it and move stuff. But welcome, also Tortellini Salad. Glad you're here. Have a good last Monday at work, Tyrannosaurus. Okay. Oh, I didn't notice this little lava pool over here. I know it's Cleo's birthday today. Don't worry, I sent her, by which I mean I left her a gift on top of her base, which I've instructed her to go find. And so, if she's not too busy, she hopefully will. What is that up there? Hold on. Huh. Is that like some sort of AFK area? Hey, Talp the Scott. Thank you for coming on over with the raid. We don't want to have too many spoilers over by docks, but we do need to get these chests back. So here we are. And it's Cub Fan. Had Cub. AFK's platform for the slime farm. Gotcha. Brainboy says, does clearing out the shopping area forest sound like a good backup plan for HHH? Not really, because I think individuals should clear out the forest to whatever degree that they want for their plots. That's like up to them to determine their own level of engagement with the surrounding foliage. If somebody said, hey, I want to put in a plot right here, can we clear these trees today? Then I would say yes. But I'm not going to do that for... Okay, block and report, spam, scam, or bots. Next. Spam. Oh, you have to type a tell us more? Okay. I come from the land where we chop up chests. We use an axe that is the best. It's made of diamond crystals. They're really compressed carbon in 2 lattices attached to 2 sticks. Hey, all the chests I am slicing you. Oh no, that one was full of stuff. Wait. Someone started filling these? Oh no. Okay, oh boy. Was not mentally prepared for that. I thought that this was... Who's using these? Oh boy, that was a mistake. Okay. Tortellini salad, glad you could join us for your first stream. Should probably be checking each of these before we chop them. Because we had promised Doc we would remove them because they were going to create lag. You know, all these extra chests, no good. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, I'm down here in Slot 9 putting the hot in the hot bar. If you've never seen a Joe Hill stream before, the face camera starts in the hot bar there, and every time we hit a $20 tip-in milestone, well, we're starting off with $20 tip-in milestones, but every time we hit a tip-in milestone, the camera expands. You might say, Joe, is there an upper limit on how big that camera can get? And the answer is not really, because I'm a single parent, and I should accept any help that is offered. So, if you don't think that this stream is very obnoxious yet, stick around. Okay, so let's go ahead, put this dirt back in there. Wow. Okay, so these ones at least are clear. Maybe Doc was just using this temporarily while he built his house. I don't know. But I'll leave anything with stuff in it. But we had promised him we would take these down, and haven't had the chance yet. I guess I should leave the fencing up until he removes the valuable dirt and stuff. Okay. We'll go ahead and leave that many for now. Is there water here somewhere? No. We're gonna have to use the rockets, as much as I dislike it. Get our trident back out. Sorry about that, leaf blower or whatever out there. It's always something. I'm not sure how much the mic is picking that up. But, okay. So, we need to swing by our little area here. I think what I want to do, or need to do in the long term, is build a better connector entrance thing to, like, where the legs are in here. Build an elevator or something proper. But, whoa! Hey, look at that. Good falling, everybody. Good falling. Okay. So, we're also going to go ahead and grab a bunch of the fuel out of here. We've been cooking a lot of kelp just incidentally, because we've been gathering kelp. I wasn't planning on having kelp be the primary fuel source here. It just so happened that we were getting some. Okay, so let's go ahead and cook that one. Dang it. We're not doing a good job with this cleanup effort so far. Okay. So if we come out here into this part of the cave, I think I lit this up fairly well. I don't think we have to worry about mobs. Maybe we break into here and start building our furnace. Or... I mean, I kind of want the furnace to be toward this side, though, because that's going to be where the, in the long term, that's going to be the chunks that are loaded more, the chunks on this side, toward the pinball machine. So, yeah, I guess we should actually sweep around this way here. And we'll cook some amethyst glass to put around our spawner, too, later. We don't have that sorted yet. Actually, wait, no, put that on the ground, because we're going to be cutting into this. I feel like a good builder would, like, figure out exactly how they want their furnace thing to work, and then build it. But I have so much stuff to do that I feel like I should just build a bad version of the furnace first, and then while the bad version is running, start actually building the good version, right? So, like, we get some hoppers here, and we just go, and then we come back to it, and we build the good one while that one's gotten started already. So we've got some hoppers, we've got some furnaces. Okay. So, like, the final version of this, we would want to have be way further back, actually. Maybe let's the more terrible that this goes. Apple Rhino, I'm focusing on the game right now. I can't acknowledge everything everyone says in all 3 chats all the time. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, we've got the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat, and the Discord chat. Okay, so let's put these here and these here. Oh, interesting. I can't actually reach that from there because I'm blocking it with my body. Okay. For a second, I thought that green box was a creeper. Okay. So that's not ideal. Now, can fuel come in through the back or the sides? I think it can. Let's try it. Oops. Okay. Fuel can go in on any of the 4 sides. Thank you. And then, but we actually need to have the, what do you call it, come in from the top. The, materials. So let's make a few more hoppers here. Like I said, this is just the temporary one while we work on the actual structure. Okay, great. So now we're going to come grab a ton of sand and just start mass producing glass, or glass producing mass, whichever. I'm not particular one way or the other. Just go ahead and feed a full stack into each of these, and then a full stack into there, and then, whoops, feeding all the way into there. There should be an HHH today, but I still haven't gotten confirmation from Doc, one way or the other, about if we're doing his thing or not. Although he gave me enough instructions that if he's not there, we can do a simplified version of what he wanted to do. But it would be more fun, I think, if he was there and we could do the full challenging version. Okay, cobbled deep slate can go in here. Sand's coming back out. Tough is going in here. Why are names different colors? That's just a Twitch tradition. Okay, Okay, so andesite goes up there. Stone and cobble goes in here. Okay. There's now a torch in one of the hoppers. That's not too much of a problem, I don't think. Well, that might be. Yeah. We got it. Okay. Please don't yell in all caps there, Tyner. I'll time you out so you have a chance to read the rules. Okay, so we can put a bunch of sand in there. And a bunch of sand in there. Okay. Maya Elise tips 100 Norwegian kroner for our first tip of the stream. And let's see what that comes out in US Abacus beads. That is 10 US Abacus beads, who says, tomorrow is Norway's National Day, so have some celebratory money from me. Hip hip hurrah! Well, thank you very much, Maya Elise 95, for supporting the arts and my show in particular. And then let's see what we got over here. It looks like a PayPal alert just rolled in as well. We got another 6 rolling in from Laura, who says, my currency still thinks I'm at home. Have a great stream. Well, thank you very much, Laura. That puts us 4 away from the next face camera expansion. And then we got another 10 rolling in from Rex Verdi. Rex, thank you for showing up and supporting the show, who says, lunch money, as it is lunchtime here on the East Coast. Well, here we go. Please direct your attention down here to slot 9, so I can say howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Alrighty. We are now 14 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Let me get that link. Copy and paste. Okay. So here we go. Sand. We need more sand. It's the bottom one. I need to just remind myself that. Okay, and let's put some of the excess stone away. We can clear that up. We can free a few slots out in this nonsense chest here. Probably should get an extra torch at some point, but whatever, it's fine. Maybe we'll put some of our extra items in there. That'll just... whoops. BTW, raiding with a party of 1. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Okay. And it's not exactly even, but honestly, we have so many. It's good. We're gonna run out of fuel probably before we run out of that. So let's go ahead then and check our other chests here. This one's full of sand. Okay, this is the only one with any sand left. Ooh, and some gravity blocks. So, boop. Boop. Okay, let's go ahead and hold on to some sand and gravel just in case we need it for anything. And then let's take the hoppers, put them in here. As well as, let's throw some chests in there just in case we need them for future hopper production. We can put that back in storage. Oh, we got another sandbox here I hadn't even noticed. What about this Easter basket? Any sand? Doesn't appear to be the case. But that one's full. Okay. So we're going to offload some of that into here as well as these. And we're going to offload that as well. I think I should probably go downstairs and grab my surplus coal, too. Dun, dun, dun. Heading down to somewhere. Got my pickaxe in my hand. Heading down to somewhere. Got my pickaxe in my hand. Okay. So I'm trying to think what's going on today. Few items that might be of interest. is we launched our new Everstorm server for the $10 and up Patreon patrons this weekend. And so there's a lot of funny obituaries in the latest newsletter. So if you haven't read my newsletter, joehills.net, where's that latest post? Newsletter 7. I just wrote this today. Try with MS says no mods. Well, actually, we've got entity culling fabric, forget me chunk, lithium, mod menu, replay mods, simple voice checks, sodium, and status. So several mods. I don't want to necessarily turn all of this coal into furnace fuel, but we kind of need to set aside a significant amount of it for that purpose. Oh, I'm moderating. Sometimes if I play a game where I can't look at the chat, like if I'm playing a racing game or something, I'll have one of my Discord moderators pull an extra shift. But staff time is not cheap. So for streams where I'm just hanging out, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay. So let's go ahead then. There's no real incentive to turn the coal into blocks for this purpose. I'm thinking we'll go ahead and throw in a stack in each of these hoppers. And then also that lets me QA and make sure there's nothing else in there that's not supposed to be. And we can just throw this extra 13 in each of those. Cool, cool. Or coal. We have some rough plans for HHH today, but I have not gotten confirmation from Doc yet about them. So last week I overpromised, and I don't want to make that mistake again. Let's see if we've heard back. Nope. I have not gotten confirmation. The eclipse was hidden behind a cloud, so I didn't see it. Try with MS says, I didn't know moderators get paid. Well, I pay mine. If other people choose not to do that, then, you know, that's between them and their god. Okay. Block of coal here. We do need to harvest some raw iron, actually. I saw some iron over there that we can grab while we're working. Yeah, the eclipse was eclipsed by a cloud, sadly. Okay. Yeah, I should probably pull this stuff out and consolidate it somewhere. So we actually don't have like a greenery chest. That might make sense to reallocate one. Like to have a plants chest. So we have valuables, rockets, books, random stuff, and dyes. Let's pull out the random stuff and dyes. Oh, random stuff had more sand in it. Big surprise! So we're going to save some of that sand for later. Okay. Nugget Man says, Joe, do you live off YouTube or do you have a separate job? YouTube makes up maybe less than it's probably less than a quarter of my income. So, I also like stream, and I run a Patreon community, and I do freelance development, and I write. So I do all sorts of stuff. But I don't like, yeah. I don't know if that's a helpful answer to your question. So yeah, I have a bunch of jobs. But like I don't have like a 40-hour week salary position anywhere, if that's what you're asking. Technologic says, what kind of writing do you get paid to do? Well, I write haikus, and I make about $150 a month off that. So it's not like a lot. And technically the Patreon newsletter I'm getting paid to write by the Patreon patrons. Okay. We have a lot of sticks in here for, as far as I can tell, no real reason. Okay, so this one's definitely empty. Let's... Okay. I think we need to consolidate some of the greenery into a greenery chest or something. So let's extend this box out, actually. And let's make like a surplus sand or glass storage over here, because this will eventually start to overflow if we don't. So we can occasionally move glass over here. Okay, and then we'll make this chest bigger for right now and just dump a bunch of random stuff in it. Boy, so much random stuff. Okay, yeah, in terms of actually making a greenery box, though, does that actually make sense, or is that just me being silly? Because, like, we have pumpkins and pumpkin seeds would go in the greenery box. Maybe some of the dyes. Cookies shouldn't necessarily go in the dye box. Why do I have extra potions in the dye box? That's weird. Okay, so we're going to make this one the plant box. It doesn't have a name, so we're just going to dye it green. And we're going to put a bunch of plant stuff in it. So, like, potatoes, pies aren't plants anymore. Chorus flowers are plants. We'll put the end stone with the chorus flowers because we're going to need them both at the same time. I'm a LAMP developer. Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Okay. Okay, let's see. So... green plants. So plants. Not really a plant. Okay, the pufferfish and the glass bottle can go back with our other stuff. The beds should probably actually go in the toolbox because they're kind of tools. Let's get the fortune pick back out. Howdy, X. Okay. Am I gonna ever get a haircut? Yeah, probably next time I have to go to court. But it's like, basically my hair is the equivalent of a this many days since a workplace accident type thing. TSD stands for Team Snow Day. Okay. So, here we go. We're grabbing these out of here. I think that what I want to do is I want to feed... Let's get the raw iron cooking over there in a separate chef thing. I think they just call those a furnace these days, but I can't keep up with all the cool hip lingo. Oh, good. Coal vein here. Could always use a little bit more coal. Hey, Joella Mendeering. Ah, hope you, it sounds like you had a great time at that music festival. I'm glad. Okay. Cobra says, keep up the good work on the HermitCraft server. Thank you, Cobra. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Iron ingots. We can turn those into a block. It's not urgent, but we can. Feed that back into our beacon supplies. We should probably all just stack all the beacon supplies together. This nether quartz really should go back in with this. This should go in the dye box. This is kind of a catch up on organization stream to some degree, because I just didn't realize how far behind I was on a lot of this stuff. Like, I was like, oh yeah, let me just pop over here real quick and do some quick cleanup. And then it's like, nope, I have 800 tasks. Okay, so let's take these two out. We can make another shulker to replace the greenery one that we had. Okay. So these potions really don't belong in there. They belong in the potions chest, which I'm wondering if that's basically full for some reason. Nope, it's not. Okay, so the pufferfish can go in there. Potatoes need to go in there. Surplus fuel can go in there. What are we doing today? We are getting slightly more organized. Not very more organized, but slightly. Okay, limestone glass is technically a tool, so we're going to put that in the toolbox. Kelp is technically a plant, so we're going to put that in the plant box. Okay, looking good on the redstone front. Okay, so we're going to use this one for gathering sand, this one for gathering sand, that one for gathering sand, that one for gathering sand. So we have 4 sand boxes, and then we've got the dye box that we can put there. We've got the potion box, the toolbox. Let's consolidate these down. Why do I have flint in here? Oh, in case I need to make flint and steel, I guess. It's actually a strong argument for having at least a little bit of iron in there just in case of an emergency. Okay. Let's grab that one now. Grab that one now. Grab that one now. And this one's still going to just basically kind of be a mess. Okay. So okay, so we have 4 roughly empty shulkers. We're going to grab the scaffolding because we might actually need that. Ooh. Consolidate that. You know what? It's too late. We've come too far. Okay, so put that away. Now I think we are ready to go gather a ton of sand. We just need a bunch of slabs. Okay, that's maybe more slabs than we need. Okay. And, oh good, we have a bot we need to ban. And let me see here. If I go to community settings and make sure that that URL is in the banned word list, it should stop them from posting again. So I'm going to add that real quick. Okay. Sorry about that bot, guys. Okay. And of course I don't have my trident. Up and over we go. So we need to wipe out the sand all along here. And that's going to take a lot of slabs and a lot of chests. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and put down a shulker box here, shulker box here, shulker box here or so, then another one here. there. Just to free up some extra inventory space. Don't need that many shovels because we're not actually using the shovels. We're using the slabs here. You'll see. Okay. Welcome, Sky9s. Glad you could join us. And let me make sure I'm not missing any tips via PayPal. Nope. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. As I mentioned before, we are 14 away from our next face camera expansion. Oops. Meetup went really well, Blood Rain. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we had folks come in from Mississippi, from Scotland, and from St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. So we are going to be rolling in sand before you know it. Oh, I forgot to mark this in replay mod when we started, but that's fine. Nothing of value was lost. Okay. Let's just assume again, so we don't need to greet X. Okay. Hey, welcome, Hickory. Glad you could join us. But yeah, I'm really excited. One of the things I've been thinking a lot about today is our new Everstorm server experiment, which is where every few weeks we reset a hardcore world with some different rules or world gen parameters and stuff. We got it set with floating islands right now, which was Yurgi's idea, our new server operator, and it seems to be going really well. I haven't gotten to pop in there too much myself because I was away for most of the weekend, but it seems like it was a big hit. The reason we call it the Everstorm server is because it's set to always be thunderstorming. Kind of a Stormlight Archive reference. So I was like, you know, anybody could just run a hardcore server, but only Joe Hills can run a hardcore server that never stops raining. Actually, anybody could run a hardcore server where it never stops raining. Feel free to steal that idea. How old am I? I don't know. I was born in the mid-'80s. But that's like a math question. I'd have to figure out what year it is now. Then I have to figure out I have to do subtraction. And that's hard to do while I'm trying to time stuff like this. Once you're old enough to run for the Senate, there's not really anything else you need to look forward to. I have not seen Wheel of Time. There we go. Okay, whoops. Uh-oh, that's bad. You don't want to create more water source blocks. We're trying to do the opposite of that. Okay, I really thought that I was going to need more sand collection shulkers for this part of the process. But maybe I'm just leaving a bunch of it floating on the surface? Not too much, it looks like. No, I watched that Game of Thrones thing, GOT, and it had a wheel, and they were like, we're going to break the wheel so it doesn't crush the common people anymore. But then the show ends, and the common people are still crushed by the wheel. I was like, that's really bleak, or wheelie bleak, so, you know, I'm good. Okay, we're going to hold on to these two for right now. Probably should have put that further down. Okay, so here we go. Just collecting some sand, chilling out. Hope y'all are having a chill Monday afternoon. I don't know if Brendan Sanderson celebrates his birthday. He lives in Utah, and they have a lot of strange customs there. So, for all I know, maybe Brandon Sanderson has 4 birthdays. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear that. Wow, we are just really not burning through the sand at the pace I expected. We're burning through inventory. I guess this is the shallowest part, though. Whereas when I was working in the deeper parts, every pillar I broke was like 3 times as high, and so then that would fill my inventory 3 times as fast. Like when we get down here, like... Thanks, creepy water. We're not on the hardcore server right now. I was talking about having a hardcore server, but we're playing on HermitCraft right now. Oh, I guess I need to look up more. Sorry. Yeah, this camera, there's been something... Maybe I need to take one of the books off the stack or something. I don't know. It feels like the camera's just lower than usual. No, what it is... Oh, the microphone's lower than usual, so I'm leaning down. Let me mute the mic and move the camera up. Okay, so now I should be a little bit more encouraged. Why am I removing the inner sand walls? Because that's where the machine's going to go that removes the water. So we're going to build a flying machine. We're going to build a flying machine along the back of here that'll sweep across and remove the water. But it'll get stuck on the walls. That's why we had... And if we didn't have the walls in place to put air blocks on the side, then the ocean would fill it back in from the source blocks. And a bunch of the sand went down here. Okay. So now we filled up one shulker. Okay. No, wow, we still haven't. Yeah. I'm not as good at the timing if I use the shovel. Not that I'm doing a great job with the timing now because the water keeps pushing me, but it's easier for me to use the slabs for the digging. It's just a natural pace for me. Scar reskinned cookies with the texture pack. So the cookies are very yummy. Yeah, basically the shovel is too... I would have to use like a wooden shovel to get the same timing as the slabs. So at that point, like I might as well not use a shovel at all. Yeah, if I put the slabs in the offhand, I understand the mechanics of it. I'm saying the timing is tricky to the point where it's not worth it. I end up wasting more time than I save. The eclipse did not go well, Rosalia. It was very cloudy here. Most unfortunate. Because, like, I got done with the stream, and I was like, ugh, I'm so tired. If I hadn't promised Corinne that I'd wake her up for the eclipse, I would just go to bed early. And then I was like, no, I gotta stay up, because I promised her I would wake her up for the eclipse, and this doesn't happen super often. And then I, like, go to look outside, and it's just, like, clouds. And I look on Twitter. I'm like, maybe there's somewhere nearby in town. I don't want to get in the car, but, like, you know, if there's something relatively close, I could throw her in the car and we could go see it there. And it's like, nope, the entire town is just like, I can't see the eclipse. Boo. And I'm like, well, boo indeed. Yeah, it's easier to do the shovel and slab thing on single player because you don't have the server lag and the input lag is different. It's easier on a local machine. But when you're playing on a server, you got to kind of compensate for stuff like that. Okay. Someone says, I wonder who has the most sand at the moment. I think Impulse, then Joe, then Pearl. Well, I'm trying to turn my sand into glass again. Because we're going to need a ton of glass for the top of this pinball machine, believe me. Okay. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Do 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 do. Wizard of Doc says, Joe, you ever work with YAML? I'm fighting it at work as we speak, and it's winning. I have, but as briefly and minimally as possible. That's similar to my experience. It was not... Yeah. If you want me to use a markup language, I'd prefer HTML. I can do XML. But then you start bringing in these other things. Not my favorites. Too old. We have not tested, or we have not got a functioning flying machine yet. I'm just kind of laying some groundwork or water work for when we are ready. Because when we're actually ready to launch, we can't have the sand on the walls because if the flying machine will stick to it, the slimes would stick to the sand, so it's kind of a non-starter. So we got to pull all the sand out. How thick is actual pinball glass? Probably like 4 millimeters. So I think it might come out to be about 2 blocks thick in game. with the measurement system I'm using. So, but I'm likely to cut it down to 1 just for viewability's sake. There's certain things like that that I'm going to have to take a little bit of artistic license with. It's not going to be a perfect model. Just for the sake of having people actually use it, or come see it. And have it not be miserable. Shocked we're not getting hit by a ton of guardians right now. We're not draining the ocean right now. We're preparing to drain the ocean. There's a difference. Huh, there's no guardians spawning. I wonder if that's because Impulse is close enough to gems or something right now? That we're hitting the mob cap on that? It's just very strange. I was figuring I was gonna have to go get some invisibility potions out of my chest, but like, this is great. If somebody else has spawned 1 million of the Guardians somewhere else on the server, I should just make quick work of this while I can. What's that they say? Make hay while the sun shines. Is that... Uh-oh, there's one. Because, you know what it is? I bet I have hostile creature sounds off. They've probably been targeting me this whole time and I just couldn't hear them. Okay. Let's go use the bed. We don't have to drain it perfectly. We just have to drain it enough that I can put in the coin mechanisms and stuff like that. So we'll probably go roughly flush with the bottom here. Yeah, if you can't hear guardians, do they actually exist? Exactly. Welcome, Ninepone. What am I doing with the monument right now? Nothing. I have no interest in the monument. It's just a coincidence it's here. Oh, good. Gemma is logging on. And hopefully will be near the monument on her side. So that's super convenient. If... Okay. Is that guy targeting me again? Dang it. And this is good to know exists. So there's more... Wow, a lot of guardians in there. Yeah, I think we might have hit Invisibility Potion time. Oh, actually, hold on. Wrong block. This is the one that's full of sand. That one's full of sand too, is it? No. Nearly. Okay, the ones that are actually full, we're going to start putting down in here. For later. That one we'll hold on to. But now I should be able to actually go down here and grab these blocks without having a full inventory. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to get, was the invisibility potion. Oh, we've already got a guardian farm on the server. So that's not really a high priority for me. Whoops, wrong box. Invisibility potions. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of glass for this project, NJ. You are correct about that. So, for the most part, they shouldn't see us now unless we get too close. Plenty of sand down here, too. Other than the pinball machine, do I have any big plans for the season? Nothing I'm really ready to talk about. That's not the only thing I'm going to be doing this season, but... no, I'm probably not going to tear down the Guardian Palace. Did that one see me because I was so close? No, maybe not. Yeah, I write things. Welcome, Karen, 10 Dimensions. Okay. I don't know what... I could do some Forza-like stuff with the monument, like turn it into a racetrack, I guess. Do they make the same flopping sound as the tropical fish in the Guppy Geyser? That sounds very familiar. I think if I get too close to the one on the boat, it will find me. So we're gonna not do that. Oh, I don't have the elytra on. Or the boots. Keep those in mind. Will there be a Christmas area this year? Maybe. It is definitely being considered. Because we didn't really get to do Christmas last year because of the hiatus overlapped with Christmas. So... it'd be a much better year to do it this year than last year. Okay, so how are we on invisibility? 5 more minutes. Great. We've got more sand we can put away here. Okay. We might be actually getting closer to that corner now that I'm looking at it. So let's move everything over. Whoa! Womp womp. I'm not Stephen King's son, Karen. Is that what you're trying to figure out? That's a different Joe Hill. I'm Joe Hills. Different guy. You keep asking me questions that are like things you would ask if you're trying to figure out if I'm Stephen King's son. Okay. Yep. We're gonna smelt the sand. We don't need to do a furnace array in the nether because we got so much kelp fuel and coal from other projects left over. It's not really necessary. Okay, so... just roll down here real quick. Bum bum bum. So we are generating a ton of glass as quick as we can over here. In these furnaces. So let's go ahead and grab this one back out, and was it that one? Whoops. not helpful in the same way I was hoping for. Okay. We're going to want to hold some of the sand in reserve for concrete, because we're going to need concrete powder too for details and colors and stuff. Yeah, this is a sandbox game. Okay. Hey, welcome, Utkarsh Patel. Glad you could join us. Okay, so what I kind of want to do, of course I'm still invisible, so I should... Oh, that's right, yeah. So the goal was to clear that out a little bit. Stretch a little. So, even though we're technically invisible right now, they will be able to see us if we aren't careful with this stuff. So let's go ahead, whoops, and we're going to put a new marker here. Put down some shulker boxes up here. Gonna move our respawn point. Take out our equipment for right now. And let's just start. Actually, yeah. Since we got the invisibility potion for another 119, let's work them this way. The outer sand wall can't come down until we build the flying machine. Have I done any more work with the pinball thumbnails? Not really, because I've been traveling last weekend. So I was more focused on family time stuff than art. But there were a lot of people I haven't seen for years that I got to catch up with, and that was really good. But yeah, it wasn't a productivity focused weekend, but it was still a very good weekend. Will Entity says, you got so much water to remove, is it worth it? I don't know. But we're gonna build a flying machine, so we're gonna learn something. We're gonna build a flying machine that removes the water. I keep hearing them targeting something, but they're not targeting me, I don't think. Oh, the meetup went really well, thank you. Probably don't need this scaffold here. Not sure though what purpose it served originally. Oh, that's why I don't have any sand in my inventory. It all went down here. Anything that can remove lava can remove water. As long as you have air blocks on the sides, which is what we're putting in right now. So the thing about lava is that lava doesn't create new source blocks, but water does create new source blocks. So that's why we are removing... that's why we've got this air block buffer between the ocean and what we're putting in, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, don't share your age. If you're under 13, we have to block you on YouTube. YouTube and Twitch will go after us if we don't ban anybody that says they're under the age of 13. So don't joke about that. If you were lying, there's no review system for appealing that. So I mean, there might theoretically be a review system, but however it works, I'm not going to learn how it works, so your case will not be reviewed. If you come in here and say you're 7 years old, you are getting banned. And that's why we have a rule against sharing ages in general, because as soon as one person goes, I'm whatever age, somebody else goes, oh, I'm 12, and I'm like, well, now I have to ban you. Great, thank you for giving me more work. I do not have a degree in chemistry, I have a degree in history. Chemistry, history, they sound similar though, so I see how you could have thought that. Yeah, that's why Doc had to trench around the perimeter as well, so that there wouldn't be any fluids flowing into the perimeter from the outside. Because anything flowing in could create a source block that would then be unbreakable by the sweeping machines. I have a degree from Vanderbilt in American history. Yeah, sharing personal information about yourself isn't necessarily safe on the internet, especially if you're underage. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way there. Welcome, Club Indigo. Glad you could join us. I have not found the bag of jerky yet, although I have bought replacement jerky since then. I was hoping I would set the replacement bag of jerky down somewhere and be like, why am I putting this bag of jerky down on top of another bag of jerky? But sadly, that psychological trick has not succeeded. On the plus side, though, I at least have jerky to eat after the streams. Dang it, missed the timing on that one. Yeah, the original bag is still missing in action, NJ. Yeah, there's no way to use the shovel on that and have it be fast enough. Dang it. Keep screwing this one up. Stupid water is messing with me now. There it is. Welcome, Benderman. I should get Aqua Affinity. I think I have it. It would be, I wouldn't be invisible to the Guardians over there. I might be out of their range now. But they do come up field every so often. Okay. Let's see. So sadly, while you're in the Trident Riptide Fugue, you can't collect items. But wow, we're almost done with this. Okay, great. If I get an axolotl, they'll defend me. Yeah, but the thing is, the Guardians will keep spawning infinitely, and so I would lose so many more axolotls doing this than is worthwhile. Having the invisibility potion is just better practice. I can still hear Guardians, so there's like definitely some of them that have gotten pushed over here or swam over here at some point. Oops. Need that. those in there for now. Grab the rest of these. Vicky Hamlin says, why is Joe placing slabs in the water? To break the sand. If I put torches down, the water would break the torches, but water won't break the slabs. So you can break gravity blocks like that. If anybody has the resources for a conduit, the conduit would kill any guardians. Really? I didn't know that. No, I can't play guitar. I did take bass lessons for a while, but I'm very out of practice. 2 seconds left. One. Boom, overlap. Let's drink this water bottle too so we can cache it with the other one. Yeah. I'm at the point where I need to start doing... I've got my base out of storage. I put it into storage a long time ago when my daughter was born, because we were in like a single bedroom apartment and there was nowhere to keep it safe from her when she started crawling around and stuff. But now that she's older, I've gotten it out of storage, and I need to start doing just some basic finger exercises on it, like scales and just going up and down the fretboard and stuff, before I start like doing formal instructions again. Because I don't want to have a instructor come for like an hour-long session and then be like, my hands hurts after 10 minutes. You know, I gotta build the endurance back up before I have somebody paid for their time. But I do want to get back into it. Pearl shot may have conduit materials. I mean, we're almost done with this part. Conduits only harm the closest water creature to them, so only one guardian at a time. Oh, okay. So you need several conduits for Guardian Temple. Vicky says, I think stairs also break sand. I don't know if that's true. I have Riptide on my trident. It's very good for riptiding things. Riptidings of comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. Riptidings of comfort and joy. I should name my trident Comfort and Joy. I should sell the sand. Well, I need it for glass for the top of the pinball machine. Like, this is going to be a gigantic structure when it's completed. And we're going to need a ton of glass. Dusty Rookie, there should be HHH today, but I don't have confirmation from Doc yet about if we're doing the smoothing the bottom of the perimeter or not. Sean plays several instruments. Sean plays guitar, harmonica, a few other things kind of dabbling. But guitar and harmonica are Sean's strongest suits. Okay, so we're gonna grab that. I think we picked up most of the sand along the way, too. You know, if there's gonna be obviously some loss here, but it's not a huge imminent problem. Now, when we look at the water level, the first part that the flying machine would hit would be... This looks like it's kind of the high point over here. Oh yeah, I don't have my helmet on anymore. Let's get all of our other gear on too. Mark that we've wrapped up that bit for the replay mod replay. Okay, so gonna lay our heads down and dream real quick. Placing all the sand, then removing it when the water is gone is more efficient. Well, we're not removing the outer sand yet, but we had to remove the inner sand because otherwise the flying machine would get stuck on it. Right, so now at this point, let's get this going here. We don't have any sand all throughout here, so we can go grab our maps and update those. Okay, so that's the top one, I guess. Whoops, not what I intended to do. Ta-da! Okay, great. So that is now good. Try with MSS. Does that have to go in one block passes to get all the water? The way Doc did his, it does, because Doc's is dependent on a TNT machine. Doc's has a TNT machine in play. Mine doesn't, right? So I don't actually have to do all of the... So Doc's machine had a bunch of precautions and extra steps and safeties and things built into it. Like, Doc's could only TNT one layer of blocks at a time, which meant his sweepers could only sweep one layer of blocks at a time. But because I'm not clearing anything with TNT, I can sweep like 4 or 5 layers of blocks at a time or more, right? So that's kind of one of those things that I'm working on getting sorted now, is how to prepare for that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, don't spam. I don't know who that is, but if you're spamming about a proper noun, I'm gonna assume that's advertising. So don't spam and don't advertise. Nobody uses colored glass over a pinball machine, so I wasn't planning to do that. But thank you for the heads up, Mahis. Okay. Wait. Okay, so these are both still cooking. And they're both basically full. So we're gonna have to find a place for this. But like I said, we don't want to cook all the sand. We want to save some of it for concrete anyway. So we'll put that back in there. Try with MS says, did you figure out on your own you could do multiple layers at a time? I didn't know. I didn't. I just assumed you could do multiple layers at a time. It wasn't something I had to figure out. I had to figure out that Doc was only doing one layer at a time because that was the counterintuitive part. So, like, Doc's machine has a bunch of counterintuitive choices based on its TNT dispensing. So that I'm not basing my thing off Doc's either. Like, I got the idea to do it from Doc. But, like, when I was looking at Doc's, I was like, why would you do that? And I'm like, oh, like, Doc's machine is full of really smart choices for solving the very specific problems he was trying to solve, but there's very little overlap between those problems. The only overlap is I need to remove water, and one of the things that his machine does is move water, but it's absolutely not optimized for moving water. It's optimized for for using TNT to destroy blocks efficiently. So, okay. Let's go ahead and put the extra potion bottles in there for later. Bees Nation says, I think a multi-layer design might be more effort than it's worth, unless there's a clever way of doing it I don't know about. Well, the benefit of the multi-layer design is you don't have to deal with the thing that pushes it down. Vicky Hamlin says, I went to a small pinball convention a few days ago. Oh, which one did you go to? That's really exciting. So while we're here, one thing I wanted to do was we've got an amethyst thing downstairs now. I wanted to mine that out and use the glass and the amethyst shards to make the dark glass or whatever, the non-light permitting glass. One-way glass, I guess. Yeah, because light in the inside comes out, but light on the outside doesn't go in. Yeah, we want to make a bunch of that one-way glass. Okay, so where's my... Tinted glass, thank you. Yeah, that's it. Okay, also, I realize we've been going for almost 2 hours now, and I am going to have to refill my drink at some point. So when we get to the amethyst, I'm going to put up the hydration break sign and do some thanks. Golden something at the festival, Great Festival Grounds in Lodi, California. Awesome. I'm not familiar with that one. Do I know of international pinball communities in the Netherlands? No, sorry, Book. I'm not really active in the Netherlands. Wait. Wasn't this how I got to the... Oh, I'm at the wrong layer. It was at the layer with the stone. Okay. Yeah, no, the amethyst was higher up. For some reason, I went all the way down. Wrong. Welcome, Mama. Glad you could join us. No, pinball is an actual pinball, like pinball machine, RB. With plungers and flippers and bumpers or jets, slings and drains and all of that. Okay. So it was at the last stone level before we hit the deep slate, isn't it? Now that I'm thinking about it, where the amethyst was. So we went way too low here. Hey, Will Benny, I'm going to be making some tinted glass for my skeleton spawner. Yeah, there it is. I was like, I really felt like it was way closer. Okay. So, I don't want to do this while I'm feeling dehydrated. So we're going to put our hydration break sign up, and then I am going to see who we need to thank from our spreadsheet of people who support the show. At the $20 and up level on Patreon, you get to pick a song. Some people just say play whatever, but some people put in requests and have a hydration break where you get thanked. $5 a month gets you on the Discord. $10 a month gets you on the Minecraft server. Let's see who we need to thank. Looks like I have not thanked Zendrick yet, who requested the binge watch wrap. Let's see, how long is that? That is about 3 minutes, so I will be back in 3 minutes. See y'all then. Wait, the music isn't playing. Okay, let's fix that.
Green glass screen, placing blocks per hand, it's the hills extreme. Have you ever seen a Yo's expand? Grown and shown up with your demands, yeah. Everybody subscribe, Sean Hills is here to promote his bro live. Placing blocks all over the place, all powered by a bigot with jump boost and haste. Brother, I'll watch him let's play and debate with Joe, all the views I'll say it. Binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Stream it. Fill in your gaps, check live feeds and load up HermitCraft. Watch it on any side screen. Back it up to clone redstone machines just building. With dry concrete powder, wetting it down for a much smoother towel. Cause on this tube there's only one server. The whitelist is closed, so don't inquire further. Neighboring players compete on their stores. HermitCrafters you love with improv rapport, you just binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft, binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, 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 Joe. Viewers, you better click subscribe because today we're building that hype. Comment, your praises don't fail. Sean Hill's on a roll with HermitCraft details. Singing out loud the way it should be sung with the natural sound that you like for fun. You know it's live now like a HermitCrafter. Read the description, tweet about it after. The hour of the Hermit is nigh. Churning out videos y'all will like. Binge watch, HermitCraft. Binge watch, HermitCraft. Binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, 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 Joe. Binge watch, HermitCraft. Binge watch, HermitCraft. Binge watch, HermitCraft. Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe. Go binge watch, Joe.
Welcome back, everyone, from that hydration break. Sorry, I thought that I had muted the mic and I had muted the audio source. My bad about that, but we did get that music out there. Thank you again, Zendrick, for supporting the show. Let's see where we are. Oh, quick reminder. Okay, we are 14 away from our second phase camera expansion of the stream, and I just got a message from Doc M confirming that he is definitely going to be here for HHH today. So we are going to go see how that goes in a little bit. First, we need to gather some amethyst crystal shards. Now, I'm not 100% great at telling which ones are ready. I think that one's ready. Oops. Maybe we'll put that back for now. This one looks ready. Those two I think are ready. I'm always super nervous about trying to destroy these things head on because I don't want to destroy the bud blocks. Was that a Ice Ice Baby parody? It is a Vanilla Ice parody, but it's a parody of his song Ninja Rap from the film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. That's actually why our second album is titled The Secret of the Views. Oh, I think maybe that one wasn't ready. Womp womp. Okay. We're going to be helping Doc M77 smooth out the bottom of the perimeter. Okay, up we go here. Doing that high precision resource gathering that I'm scared to do when I'm tired at the end of the day. Yeah, efficiency 5 can be a downside when you're dealing with these. Exactly. So it's like I'm trying to stand like just out of reach so I couldn't target the block behind them if I screwed this up. See, like at this height, I think I can hit that but not break anything. Same thing here. Okay. Great news. Now, do we get a better return if we wipe out the blocks on other sides of these, right? Like, so for example, if I remove that block like that, does that help? I think that helps, right? It's wild how much brighter it is when you remove some of these. If you expose them, you get way more. Twinkle, twinkle. Okay, so yeah, let's light up some of this then. Hey, welcome Jupiter 4004. All 6 sides can grow crystals if they're exposed. Oh. Whoops. Okay, yep, see, I got ahead of myself. I was so excited about it. I was like, oh, this is sort of very good music. Okay, so we broke 1. Womp womp. Hey, but we're also revealing 2 more, so that's a net positive, right? Is that a mineshaft noise? Is that new? Does that mean somebody spawned a wither or something? What was that noise? Oh, good luck designing your base, Will Entity. Very ambient, right? That's just cave sounds. Okay, I won't worry about it then. Per your instructions. Okay. So we can expose some extra there. And this chunk should stay loaded when we're working on our pinball machine base. So this is going to be a pretty optimal place for us to gather these crystals from. Oh good, there's a new exposed bud. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about this on the whole. Got a lot of blocks of amethyst there. Getting a lot more exposed surfaces here. Whoa, that calcite really goes fast, though. Oh, some of these are already starting to grow. Great. Fantastic. The pro strat is to flood these and put in a conduit. That seems like a little bit unnecessary, I concur. Seems like overkill for the amount of these that we need. We're just trying to get something good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not playing optimum Minecraft here. Although I do think optimum Minecraft would be a really funny catchphrase for me. That's how Hypno did his. That's cool. I mean, it's a fun way to do it, but it's just not for me. You know, it's not my speed. Different people have different styles, you know? That's why it would be ironic if my motto was Optimum Minecraft. Because it's like, no, Joe Hills does not do anything optimally. Okay. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Dee da dee 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 da dee 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 dee. Okay. See, the thing is that I feel like I have to over-optimize a lot of other things in my life, so that when I'm playing a video game, I don't want to over-optimize. Right? Because that's one of those things, like I'm trying to get a break from optimizing everything when I'm playing video games. Like, if you're playing games as an escape, you want things that are different from your day-to-day experience when you're gaming. Not things that are the same stressors. Yeah, optimizing for fun, it could be a fun challenge, but it's a fun challenge for somebody who's not like I'm constantly like optimizing like, okay, should I start the laundry or start dinner first? Or, it's like, or do I need to do this first, or I need to do that first? Like, if I do these things in the wrong order, then something won't be ready in time, or whatever. It's like I've got several jobs that I'm juggling. Do I need to work on getting this video out the door first, or should I be doing something in the studio to get ready for an upcoming stream, or blah, 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 you know? Like, this is just nice chilling and removing blocks, right? So I'm optimizing for making this chill. Hey, we got another tip rolling in. Let's see who that's from. Welcome and thank you to Jerome for 15, who says, thanks, Joe, for being an inspiration. Well, I do what I can, Jerome. Thank you for the kind words and for supporting my show. That puts us $1 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. Oh, you know what happened? So I powered down the computer, and every time I do that, I forgot that the camera controls automatically, they turn on autofocus, and then they also set auto exposure. So then I end up being like just super whited out for some reason. There we go. There we go. That's better. It's like, why am I so pale? Thanks. Thanks, the camera. Well, sometimes... Let's see. Try with MS, says my tip was a long time ago. If you're not Jerome, the last few tips, or the only tips we've gotten today are from Rex and Laura via PayPal, it looks like. So sometimes PayPal takes a while to process, especially if you're from outside the United States. But I have not seen it come in on the alerts. I can do a manual check as well if I log into PayPal real quick. My webcam saturation's pretty low. Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of color. Okay, so let's go to auth. Okay, let's figure this out. Nope, only the 3 tips so far. Sorry there, Try. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, PayPal does all sorts of stuff on the back end, and I only know what they send my way. But, yeah. Put the link in again. Okay. Yeah, well, we are 19 away for the next face camera expansion. Jerome says it took 10 minutes for mine to come through. Yeah, so PayPal might just be at capacity today if they're getting a lot of traffic. Might just be delays, but you are always welcome to tip again. But, you know, if it's in a queue behind this one, you know, you might see the first one go through first. If PayPal sent you a confirmation, then they definitely charged you. But, like I said, it takes them time to process stuff sometimes. So they'll let me know when they've confirmed the transaction. Oh, this is a little dangerous, it feels like. I feel like we shouldn't get greedy here. We've got a pretty good setup as it is. Andre says, Joe, do you think it's a good idea to do a minor in addition to my major? My friends say it's a waste of money, but I think it would be good for my career. Well, it depends on if it would take you more semesters, for one thing. That's the biggest concern is, how can you do it and graduate in the same amount of time? And then the second thing is, like, you know, have you talked to people in your career field to confirm it would be good? You know, because they might say, well, as long as you took like 8 of these classes, you know, you don't necessarily need the full 10 for the minor or whatever your school's requirements are. Oh, wait, we didn't need to come all the way out. We needed to go to the glass place. Yeah, I mean, academic advisors and stuff are the ones that are going to be able to help. But, like, you know, if it's a difference of you take a few extra hours every semester, but you still graduate on time, then, I mean, it shouldn't be more expensive unless your university charges by the credit. But most of them charge by the semester around here, so. Okay, so in terms of this spawner here, how far away do we want the fancy glass walls? HHH is hermits helping hermits. So I think we want them 5 out. So like if I put the wall here, it's a 9 by 9 cube. Okay, so that would be, yeah. Now, I forget, can you silk touch these? Okay, cool. Now, we need to make sure we have lights on both sides of this right now. I think one case where having a minor could be helpful was if it was a minor in a language, maybe. Because, like, let's say that you were getting a degree in mechanical engineering, right? Or materials science. And you wanted to do work with a company that had a lot of factories in China. Being like, hey, I took 4 semesters of Chinese versus saying I have a minor in Chinese might tip the scales a little bit. But, you know, if it's like I'm getting a major in computer science with a minor in mathematics, I don't know that the minor in mathematics would affect anybody's desire to hire you unless you were, like, really going to a place that did really, like, they designed computer models for mathematicians. No, mathematicians designed their own computer models. Like, basically, like, unless you were applying for a job with, like, Wolfram Alpha or Mathematica, like, I don't think that the minor would help, right? Hey, we got a tip rolling in from Robert for 10 who says, tip for streamer. Thank you so much. That's going to put us 9 away from the next face camera expansion. And then we got another tip rolling in from Kristen for 15. So boom, that first 9 gets us across the next milestone, and then 6 passed. Let's go ahead and here we go. Let's expand. So thank you very much, Kristen, who writes, tip for an unoptimized Minecraft player like the rest of us. So thank you. Oh, cool. I'm glad that your tip went through. Fonty30 says, Joe, I'm Russian. How do you feel about me? I don't have any feelings about you one way or another. I don't know you. You shouldn't judge people based on their nationality, and you shouldn't judge people you don't know. So if you're having feelings about strangers, like, I mean, I guess if the stranger was really pretty or something, you could have some sort of like chemical hormonal response, but like you shouldn't really be having emotions about strangers. Like, that question doesn't really make sense. So we need to go 4 out. I think what we need to do is Sky9 says, last tip was from me and that took 5 minutes. Well, like I said, a lot of this depends on, like, PayPal has different payment processing stuff for different regions, right? So if one part of the banking infrastructure is clearing payments slower than another part of the banking infrastructure, like, there's just all sorts of stuff that's out of my hands with that. So Anton says, I did a CS math double degree and I don't regret it at all. I'm not saying that you would regret it. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It would be very context dependent whether or not it helped you get a job in your specific field. So Andre says, minor in curation studies, major in history. Okay, I have a history degree. You really need to figure out who your prospective employers are and find out from them if they care. Because if the museums that you're looking at working at are super competitive, then maybe it would give you an edge. But they might say, well, we'd rather have somebody who did some sort of special internship than somebody who got this particular minor. And then you need to put your energy into that internship. Okay. So, yeah, let's see here. What were we doing? We're trying to get... Before we do this glass, I think I want to move this shulker box to... Okay. We're going to temporarily set this up over here. There will be HHH today. I just got a confirmation from DocM77 that he is available, and we are going to be working on his perimeter project. So that'll be fun. But that's not... HHH starts on the hour, so we're about 51 minutes away from that. Hey, Yazzie Wolf, good luck graduating from college on Sunday. So, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, 9 by 9 should do the trick. 2 up, 2 down. Okay. Texas basketball, I don't know. I don't look at my view counts. Like, that's the sort of thing that makes people neurotic. Like, as long as I'm not starving... Like, I don't need to keep track of that. And if I'm like, oh, I'm not making as much money right now, I just do more freelance work or something. Like, if you start associating, like, if you start chasing numbers in YouTube, you stop focusing on making good art. So that's like something to ask somebody who runs a worse channel, I guess. It might have better numbers than mine, but I'm the wrong guy to ask about like stuff like that. Okay. Did I actually put the... No, I didn't put this back down. That was the next thing I was going to do. Yeah. No, people... Some people get really into statistics, and that's why they make videos, is because it lets them, like, try to analyze the algorithm, but that's not my area of interest. So we can put some more chests along here, maybe. Okay, so we need to get glowstone from the glowstonery. Have a fun bike riding session. JKA says, Joe's over here like, I'm already a single parent. I don't need to be any more neurotic. I mean, that's the thing, is like, I have too much stuff to worry about without adding things to worry about. Like, if one of my friends wants to go on vacation, that's not my problem. I feel like a lot of those weren't actually ready. Womp womp. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna let those keep growing. So we need at least 4 lamps maybe here. Let's grab 6 though, just to be safe. Also, wait, don't tell people how old you are. Did somebody say how old they were? Don't do that. I just gave a whole speech about if you say how old you are, then we get a bunch of kids saying, oh, I'm 12, and then I have to ban them. Don't share your age in chat. Okay. Okay, so then we can come back here and make some redstone lamps, which we can technically or temporarily. Mahi says you can just do 1 lamp directly above the spawner using a note block to conduct the power through it. Really? In this, is that like a lighting change with the new update? I'd rather have more than 1 for right now, just because of my own level of comfort, but... I don't know how you use a note block to conduct power either, but I do know how to use 6 levers, or 5 levers. 6 levers. I say as I place the lever poorly. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that one would go here. We'll replace the levers with something better once we're actually, like, doing this for real. But right now I'm just trying to get the rough layout and need to clear some space. Note block is a good block for conducting. Is that because conductors are very musical? Not sure I understand the thought process behind that. I was gonna say, I think spawners might have different light level rules. Somebody claimed that it was the same as everything else, but I was like, that doesn't really sound right to me. If spawner light level was updated to be the same, that sounds like a mistake that they're gonna patch out. That doesn't sound like it was an intentional game design thing. I would not count on that continuing to work when 1.19 comes out. Okay. Christopher Forsman, I don't give people permission to do things that are allowed by fair use. I don't know whether or not that particular thing that you're doing would be allowed by fair use, but it might be. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. But if you would like to pay for the rights to do that, which might be completely unnecessary, that's a separate conversation. But if you're not trying to pay me to do something, I'm not going to give you permission. But you might not need my permission. Does that make sense? I don't give people permission to do things that don't require permission. Because it would just be more correspondence for me. FreeSync says you need to improve your stream presentation. Oh. Like PowerPoint? Hold on. If we add a show transition here. Yeah, let's do this. We can okay, hold on. I'm improving my stream presentation here. So we're going to add a slide and a swipe. Okay, I don't think that swipe is very good. Let's do fade to color. Ooh, can I select the color? Chroma green. Yeah, let's try that one. Hold on. Okay. Oh, that's worse. So wait, was this one the slide one? Let's preview that. No. Let's do a Luma wipe. And zigzag horizontal. And then we'll do this other Luma wipe will be zigzag vertical. See, this is why you gotta accept feedback gracefully, folks, or you'll never improve your stream presentation like that. That does not look like what I requested. That is not a zigzag horizontal. We can do a clock. I think maybe part of the problem is that it's too slow or too fast. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm a professional streamer. Okay. So this seems pretty solid. Okay, so how high do I need to go? It's a 9x9 cube. So that means I need to go over and up this way as well. So 1, 2, 3. Is that 4 up or is that... No, that might not be high enough up. Well... No, that would get us 4 up. Pro Ender Pearl skills right there. Boom. Fake Zircon says one more level up. Really? Baltasari agrees. You're not allowed to say how old you are. We had a talk about that earlier on the stream. Because when somebody says how old they are, everybody else says, oh, I'm this age. And then I have to ban everybody who's under the age of 13. Or YouTube or Twitch will ban me. One of the requirements they have for streamers is you have to ban anybody who's not legally allowed to use the site. Because they don't want the liability of having a bunch of kids running around. And we had just gotten done talking about that, I guess, right before you came in. So, yeah, it's not a ban, but it does remove the offending comment. Mahi0 says you only need to go 2 above the spawner. Well, that's not a 9x9 cube. I guess at this point neither is this. No, they're not doing PowerPoint presentations in school yet. Okay, Asuma's back. And there's gonna be trouble. Hey, Asuma's back. Mobs can't spawn on tinted glass, right? Does it count as a transparent block? I don't even know. Because it's such a weird one. Okay. Okay, so we can remove these other lights now. And do we need to leave the green glass there to stop mobs from directly spawning on this thing? Is that how that works? Painting myself into a spawner. I still got the ender pearls. Okay. You need more space to let things flow under the spawner. Yeah, I mean, I haven't dug out the bottom part yet. That's the next phase, is to dig out under here. When I said I'm done with that part, I meant like I'm out of tinted glass for the time being. I have to wait for the amethyst to grow back. But since we're in a chunk where the amethyst is loaded, it's a good time for us to be going through here and digging this, because while we dig this, the amethyst will grow back. Did I put the sand there? Yeah. Oh, that's right. There was the hole from up there. That's right. Still got some inventory space. Where do the mobs go up? We haven't built the We haven't built the channel for them to like get collected and then all that yet. Welcome, Mr. Hardluck. Glad you could join us. Right now, we're just working on digging out the rough chamber, because it's something relatively straightforward to do while the geode is loaded, and then we can get enough glass to finish our ceiling and a bunch of other stuff. So we're not trying to wrap this whole project up like immediately. We're going to come back in here and put in some water, but not yet. Hypno's camera account is on, but Hypno does not seem to be on. Hola, gaming. Run glass all the way up and dig it out. Well, we're out of glass. Well, I mean, we're baking more glass, but we're out of tinted glass for now. I am having a good Monday so far. Thank you, Rustic Tones. Actually, let's put the torch directly beneath it so we can mark where that is. Can we make an anti-gravity spawner where we have, like, the shulker attack them? Will shulkers attack skeletons? Or do the skeletons have to attack them first? What color would my shades be? I normally only wear clear glasses. They're very transparent. Okay. So also, I didn't know if when I was digging down into there we were going to hit like a cavern or anything too crazy. So I didn't want to design something very specific and then be like, oh, but here's a dripstone cave that we could incorporate into the design, right? So right now, our exit is over on that side, but the actual activity for the base is going to be diagonally this way. So we would probably want to have our permanent entrance and exit further that way toward the leg of the pinball machine, which actually might be like directly above the spawner, because yeah, wait, that's right, the leg of the pinball machine is like directly right there. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out, but probably the mobs would go up in such a way that you could stand on top of this and then have them like that. Yeah. Okay, so we do need to get back down now. Open this up a little bit more here. Get a nice 3x3 tunnel. Mini Cheese Mouse says, is your hair curly, straight, or wavy? I don't know. That's like one of those things, like, there's a bunch of ways. There's a bunch of, like, industry-specific ways to describe hair. And I don't really buy fancy hair products, so I don't need to know that. I feel like y'all could probably make your own assessment there. Oh, that's why you guys keep saying a beacon. I mean, we're not mining out that much here. I don't know that we need a beacon for like, the amount of time to set up the beacon and remove it for a project this small just feels wasteful. Yeah, I could hold up the wig. Would holding up the wig help? I actually don't know. Is that better? But yeah, I don't know enough about hair to answer stuff like that. Stone. Where should we put the calcite? And oh, where did we put the amethyst we gathered? So I had a ton of purple blocks that I don't have anymore. So I must have put those down somewhere. There's like 2 of them. Maybe I put them in here? Oh, okay. Oh, there they are. Okay. Blocks of amethyst. I wonder how long it's going to take to actually properly grow more. Okay, so now it'll be easier to find this level because this is more open than it was. Okay, we can drop that up there. We can drop that in there. Okay. Hey, we just got a tip rolling in. Let's see who that's from. Thank you very much to Matthias for tipping 20, who says, for improvement of the presentation. Woo! Well, here we go. That's going to put us 5 past our next Face Gamer expansion milestone. So here we go. Expand. That makes me want to improve the presentation a little more. It's presentation time. It's presentation time. Everybody's feeling fine because it's presentation time. And then we can also hit show transition. Swipe. Preview transition. There we go. Whoop. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, woo. There we go. Okay, so let's, okay. So if we're going to put the iron away, or some of the surplus iron can go in here for right now, and the surplus redstone lamp, put that in there so we don't lose it. We can put our surplus coal in here for right now. And then in order to make sure that this doesn't back up, because we have more sand in the machine than we have chest space below, we need to keep moving that glass along. Okay. Cardjewel says, this is what I subbed for. Thank you, Cardjewel. I appreciate your support. Okay, now we don't need to go all the way down. We need to stop right before we get to the deep slate layer. Okay, so let's see how much progress we made on growing these. I'm not sure how long these take to grow, actually. So I'm just trying to get a benchmark idea. Okay, so we've got a lot of them growing, but they're not, like, all out yet. Great, great. That's, so yeah, we'll come back. I guess we could technically harvest that one, it looks like. And we silk touched it. Womp. Try with MS says you may want to go one lower for the floor and the spawner if you plan to use a different material. Well, we're going to have to cover it with water and do a bunch more digging. No, I'm not going to decide on a theme for the pinball machine for a few more weeks. I'm still bouncing around ideas. That's, like, there's so much work that needs to go into, like, some of the underlying mechanics of the machine, like the power supply and the flipper buttons and the coin mechanism. Like, there's a whole bunch of parts that are in every pinball machine that I can add way before I get to, like, the artwork or the actual playfield design. So I'm not going to rush it because, like, it'd be kind of boring if I did, like, the fancy theming and artwork stuff in week 2. And then we get to week 34 and it's like, okay, time for me to build a power supply. Here's how a capacitor works. Like, I feel like we need to kind of, you know, pace it out. Yeah. There's not really a top 3 to 5, Zach. I have a list of like 20 possible themes, and there's not any particular favorites. Whoa. I got a tropical fish head. If you can believe it. I heard a pufferfish though somewhere. Where was it? Was it on the other side of the water here? On the other side of the wall? Doesn't seem to be. Okay, well, either way, we need to consolidate some of this sand down with the rest of it as well. Mining amethyst is easier when the whole room's filled with water. Yeah, but then you gotta have a conduit, and that's like more steps than we really need. Okay, so let's dump the surplus sand. I feel like, okay. Yeah, so there's enough sand between all the hoppers and everything. It's definitely more than we have capacity for, but that'll take a while to cook, so we're not in any danger of immediately hitting capacity. We don't need to add hoppers yet. Okay. So I should probably take the fish helmet off. Tay the Hufflepuff says, does the research you put in building the pinball machine give you a bigger appreciation or understanding for the work and the creation of design of a real one? Or is this something you've known for a while? I had a rough idea where I wouldn't have tried, but it's improving my understanding greatly. Okay, so let's take this dirt and we can run that over to spawn real quick. Put that in the HHH supply area. Okay. Okay, I'm still not used to where all these landmarks are. Everything's way different around here now. Here is the dirt area. Oh wait, no, this one. Here's the dirt area. Oh, I had 8 more tinted glass? I didn't realize that. Oh, good, there's a lawn crew. Yay! I feel like that's one of the nice things about living in New York or Chicago, is that you don't necessarily have lawn crews in the city. Which it is nice to have more green space, but the noise is kind of... Like, Nashville's a very green city. There's always just enough that they need to weed whack, and... Okay. Let's see. Wooshi says, are people not building in the donut area anymore? I don't know what people are doing. It's HermitCraft. I could assume that no one's building the donut anymore, but then I'll be wrong, because it'll turn out like, oh no, that's actually the secret base of the Ninja Pizza group or something. And then, like, there'll be a million people commenting like, Joe, did you know the Ninja Pizza group is there? And I'm like, no, I didn't even know there was a Ninja Pizza group. And then everybody's like, pizza that vanished quickly and without trace. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. So, no, I'm out of the loop. Okay. Does Corrales know about the dirt area? He should. Oh my gosh, it's getting louder. You're like right outside at the moment. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Well, the question wasn't, is the donut still the shopping district? The question was, is anyone building in the shop, or is anyone building in the donut? And I don't know the answer to that. Just because it's not being used for one purpose doesn't mean it's being used for no purposes. right? Does that make sense? It could be used for any number of purposes, and I don't know which ones it's not being used for or being used for. Somebody else might have spawned that mite. I don't know why y'all are assuming that was me. Could have been anyone. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so HHH is going to start in about 15 minutes, so I need to take a hydration break and refill my drink and stuff before then. So that way I'm all set. How long is the HHH theme? It's only 90 seconds. Okay. So yeah, I can play Bring on the Creepers and heading down to somewhere, I guess. That'll get me 2.5 minutes. That's enough time to refill my drink, probably. Because I think at this point in the month we're mostly at the people who don't have specific requests. So I can just play whatever we have time for and just thematically appropriate. Okay, so let's go down here and grab that. So yeah, if we're going to have a water flow here, we need to have it be low enough down. I think we'd probably have the water start on this side. And how far does water drop off these days? Should just get a water bucket and find out. Seven blocks away from source, okay. So so that's the source. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then after that we would have that fall off there. And we would probably put a cutaway here. And then we would have another cutaway here and a cutaway there for water. And then we would channel them into something. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Oh wait, no, we don't want to have them channel yet. We need, because we're still inside the cube, we need to have it go further. Yeah. HHH is in 15 minutes. Doc has confirmed that he's going to be the hermit we help this week. So I need to take a hydration break and refill my drink before he gets here. So let's go ahead and see who we need to thank real quick. Ooh, we haven't thanked Mother of Corgis yet. So thank you, Mother of Corgis, for supporting the show. I'm going to queue up 3 short songs. 2 of the old theme songs from my early adventure map days, and then Far From Any Build, the Hermits Helping Hermits theme. Be right back.
I'm headed down to somewhere, got my pickaxe in my hand. Yes, I'm headed down to somewhere, got my pickaxe in my hand. I'm headed down to somewhere, God knows where I am. the creepers, bring on the flames. Here comes the legend, the bravest of brave. Fiercer than lions, more southern than you. He's conquered our hearts, and he'll conquer hell too. Joe Hills. From the mining mesa, the helping hermit stream, mocking in the rages of their chat proximity. They block their blocks down quickly toward their stated goal. And when y'all tune in, your laughter's uncontrolled. When the last flight brings more blocks and the fireworks go cold, HermitCraft will build together, not alone. So watch with us each Monday. Remember to follow, so the chat can see you there, so you never miss a show.
Welcome, we are back. We've got HHH in about 12 minutes. Doc should be rolling in around the hour mark. So, I just wanted to play that song. Because the problem is, on the days that I wait to play the song until I know everybody's ready, everybody's like, Joe, we're ready, and then they want to talk over it. I'm like, but I want to play the song. I had to write those lyrics and commission it. It wasn't free. Let me play my song. That's a parody of the original Season 1 True Detective theme that Sean did the arrangement on and I did the lyrics for. Okay. I want to mark directly underneath it. Okay. So, I'll have water going that way. HHH today is going to be smoothing out Doc's perimeter. Okay. So I feel like we need to figure out actually, maybe there's a better way to do this. Let's go get some water and then we'll tamper with it a little bit. Okay. Up we go. And make sure. Oh, we just got another tip rolling in from Snuffles. Thank you, Snuffles, for tipping 4. Who says, Snuffles here, just pay my weekly Guppy Geyser ad revenue you missed because I use AdBlock. And yes, I watch it a lot. P.S. You're awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tobias. That puts us 11 away from the next Face Gamer expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Is he going to use lava and water to smooth out the bottom? I don't think so. Do people do that? It seems like a really weird way to operate, but I mean, not that Doc's a super standard operating procedure level guy. I don't know, maybe. I have no idea. Okay. We have 1 bucket. Wait, I just had a bunch of iron that I put in my It's how Beef made the map platforms. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So let's get back up here and grab some water. Sean Hills from the album Sean Hills Sings Joe Hills. Let me go ahead and get you an album link if you're curious here. Where is the album link? Uh-oh. Well, never mind. I don't have the album link handy. I thought I had written that down. Okay. With haste, it's faster to mine, but we're not trying to mine out a huge area here. Oh, wait, you mean Doc's thing. Doc's thing, you're saying it would be easier to mine out with haste. Probably. Okay. So, yeah, let's say we go this way. Keep coming back. Keep coming back, all goo goo eyed. Been through the ringer and I've been dripped dry. I say I'm a mess, but I say it with pride. Dun, 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 dun. So it looks like we need to actually cut across here like so. Okay. And then, whoops, uh-oh. We don't want mobs to start spawning while we're in here. Is Impulse talking about mini blocks? Hold on.
Good advice for anyone out there in like the corporate world.
No, he's talking about something else. Okay. Snuffles the Conqueror says, if you're hoping Doc, does he apply mining protocol to you guys? No, that would be rude. We're volunteers. I relax my own standards for myself when I'm helping people. I use way more fireworks and stuff because it's all about being efficient with our time at that point, and less about personal challenges. What are mini blocks? I think they're like mini bagels, but blocks. I mean, if somebody really wants mini blocks, what they can do is they can change their skin and then kill themselves with the bow and arrow. And it'll, what do you call it? It'll do a thing, right? Oh, but this is where that gets weird here, is I need to have that coming in. Oh, but wait. No, that's the trick. Is so everything comes in and then goes up a chute over here. Yeah, so you drop the player head. The agenda for HHH today is help Doc M77. Okay. So then, yeah, when we get to here, this is going to be where our shaft up is going to be. Well, it can't actually be perfectly aligned like that because we need to have glass. Or something. But we need to go get soul sand. I think is it soul sand that makes the bubbles go with the kelp? Who, in my opinion, is the best builder on the server? Let's see. Probably ZF. Okay. So, why did I come up here? Oh yeah, to get the soul sand. And where was it? It was over here. So I don't think that's ready to harvest yet, but whatever, it's fine. Well, I mean, if we're working in reverse alphabetical order, I mean, I'm incapable of judging how good a builder is. Someone is. But I can't... Oh, wait, no, I guess it would be Zombie Cleo if we're working in reverse alphabetical order. Can I change my answer? Is it too late to change my answer? I think it's Zombie Cleo. ZO comes after ZE. I'm really bad at ranking things. That's why I fall back on alphabetization. Howdy. So, let's see here. So I need to put this here. Okay, that's gonna be a thing. Oops. Hey Doc, I'm streaming. Just figured I'd let you know in case you have anything incriminating to say.
Wait, I need to shut down the mini block stuff. Never use them to mod it.
Oh, well see, I said that I like them because I can eat 10 times as many without gaining as much weight. They're like mini bagels, but, you know, cubic. Anything I need to bring to the HHH?
No, I don't think so. If you have silk, I have a silk touch pick for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, it would be good if you fill in the holes right away, and I've been using
Oh.
the, whatchamacallit, the other deep slate, not the, the normal deep slate.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've got
And
one
I got
that's...
enough iron.
Okay. If Gem really wants mini blocks, she can just change her skin and impale herself a bunch of
What
times.
is it with the mini blocks now? I don't.
Yeah.
I have no opinion about it. I don't care about mini blocks.
Hey, CosmoQuest, thank
I
you for
never use
rating.
them. But they're cute. I mean, I guess they're good. You can do some nice decorating stuff. Mini block campaign. All right. Did I miss them? Wait, did we have mini blocks in season 7?
I don't know about 7. Maybe. Yeah, I guess so.
In 8 we didn't have, or did we have them with the wandering traders or what?
I don't think I used them at all in 8 if we did have them, but we definitely had them in
Yeah,
7 because I remember getting a few here and there.
Yeah, I'm not a big mini block guy, I guess. If you can call it that. Okay, what do we need? Buckets. Tons of buckets to eat lava. The other day, right, I'm on a bike ride with the little one. Maybe you saw on my Twitter, come by McDonald's, and there's like a one dude and 2 girls, like mid age, like in their 30s or something, waiting there, and they stop me, right? And it happens quite frequently with the cargo bike. A lot of families also want to ask where we got it and blah blah blah, the standard questions.
Sure.
And I thought it was about the bike, and then all of a sudden they pull out a bobby card. You know these kiddie cards, you know them, bobby cards.
No, what's a bobby cart?
It's like this small baby cart thing, super tiny, and you push it, you know, while sitting on it, like with your legs.
Like a
Like a
stroller?
walking.
or something?
No, like for kids to ride, you know, you can steer it. Probably you have seen one before. Anyways, it's a
Okay.
super tiny thing for kids. And he goes like, okay, so my brother is getting married, and we have to do a challenge. We need to convince people to ride through the McDonald's drive-in or drive-through on this bobby cart. You know, and I have the little one in the bike, and I go like, no, I don't really want to do it. I'm 6'4", and I have the little one here. And he goes like, come on, man, you look like somebody who is down for some fun. It's like, yeah, but no, you know, I'm leaving now. And all of a sudden, he gets super mad. Like, starts cursing me out. Well, what is this trash here? Nobody wants to participate and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna ruin my knees scooting in there into the McDrive. And he asked me, like, if he can capture it so he has proof. So now I'm thinking maybe it was some, you know, TikTok fool trying to get some cheap footage or whatever. And it's like, I mean, it was the worst plan I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be
Random
honest. I'm
people.
very self-centered. I would assume that the person was explicitly targeting me. Like, oh, did my ex-wife hire you to trick me into walking away from my kid so that, you know, she can use it in court? Like, oh, we have footage of him riding through McDonald's on a scooter thing instead of watching the child. Like, I don't need that.
Oh, thank God, I'm not, you know,
Yeah, I know
didn't
you're not in the
think
same
like that, but-
situation, but I would say
Yeah.
no 100% every time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm down for some shenanigans and whatnot. I mean,
Yeah, but not when
no
you're
problem,
babies.
but-
You know, when you get
Yeah,
the
you know, it's like, you know, I have my kid with me. Don't worry, we'll watch it. One of the chicks says, so, yeah, cool. Of course, I'm gonna leave my kid with some random strangers I just met at the drive-thru of McDonald's. It's like, what are you tripping on, man?
Yeah, that's wild. I
Yeah.
hadn't seen that on Twitter. Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, you know, like I get it. Like here in Germany, there is a kind of a tradition. Maybe in Europe too. Like, you know, when you do the bachelor party stuff, often the groom or the wife wants to get married are getting challenged to do some stuff. Like when they're, you know, having their last day out with their friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, you know, a good tradition here in Germany would be like you get a little, what do you call it? Oh, a little shop hung around your neck, you know, like a little tray, and then you have small little stupid stuff to sell to people and convince them they should buy it because you're getting married and you're gonna be poor and you need money to party. And then, I don't know, you sell candy and stuff like that.
Huh.
Or they might ask you to do some stupid stuff, like, you know, you are supposed to ride through the drive-through on a bobby cart, you know. But that's, yeah, normal stuff, that's tradition. And then normally, you know, if you can, you participate because you don't want to spoil the party for them, right? But this was just weird and different. It was not the groom, it was just some randos that wanted to get a fun video for the marriage, for the wedding, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like a TikTok prank or something. You know,
Yeah,
somebody
man.
doing it for the Vine, if you will.
Bro, you never know these days, like for real.
Well, and if they
Those
realize that they had,
TikTokers are everywhere.
yeah, and if they realize they had footage of somebody kind of famous like you, they're like, oh wow, now I can really do something with this. I got Doc M77 doing this stupid prank.
Thank God nobody knows me here in Germany. Every time when I get a German comment on one of my videos, I cringe internally. I just want to be left alone. Yeah. Do you think your wife would do something like that? Try to trap you? Nah. Just do
No,
the
not
thing,
my
guys.
ex-wife, but it wouldn't surprise me if somebody else in her family did. They're, yeah, it's they're very keen on doing things litigiously, and if you can generate evidence, then it makes the litigation go much easier. So,
Oh man,
yeah.
super annoying.
Because it's one of those things like when you marry or when you're engaged to somebody and you've got like all these crazy stories about their relatives, coworkers around here are just like, well, you know, that's a bad sign, right? And I'm like, nah, well, she thinks they're crazy too. So like, it's not like, you know, she thinks that this behavior is fine. But like then when all of a sudden everybody's, you know, on a different side than you, it's like, oh, this could go sideways real quick if they start getting involved. I don't know.
Yeah. Just not a pleasant situation to be in.
No.
Oh, we need a bed down here, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't. Is there still one up there?
Right. Yeah, you going to get one? Right. Oh, are you using rockets now? Yeah, you do, right?
Well, I use them when when I'm helping other people, or like
Yeah.
if I'm in a hurry with something. Like I was borrowing slimes from Gem, and I was like, I'm not gonna take 3 extra days or not slimes, borrowing sponges from Gem. It's like, well, I'm gonna use rockets while I'm borrowing these, so that I'm not holding her up. Because like I think that like doing kind of fun challenges throughout the season can be, you know, good for. You know, it keeps the game fresh, but like I don't want to have that happen at other people's expense. You know, if there's a queue for the sponge borrowing, I shouldn't be holding it up.
Yeah. I mean, normally there's always enough time, you know. It is like we're still, I think everybody here in the group still feels it from season 8 being compressed and short. And in the beginning I felt everybody is trying to find their pace a little bit. But feels right now everybody is kind of zoned in and rolling. It's always difficult, I feel, when a new season starts.
Yeah, well, and it's challenging too because, you know, when a new season starts, it's easy to be like, okay, I want to up my production value this season or do something different with the editing. And then you get in there and you're like, oh, wow, this takes longer than I thought, or stuff like that. And then it's like, oh, well, how does that affect the pacing? And, you know, because you always want to be pushing
I always
yourself.
try to minute things, you know, like I don't do huge changes from season to season, just small adjustments here and there. And things that I enjoy and I'm passionate about. I don't know, for example, this season trying to implement all the crazy fan art we have and put more with the thumbnails, and that was received really well. Thought about it for a while, you know, because it also opens you up to criticism in a way. People will come at you and say, you paid him with exposure.
Yeah.
The classic meme.
I mean,
But
in
in this case, it's a bit differently, right? I never tell them to, you know, do this, do that, make a thumbnail like this. It's just literally their art, and I'm trying to feature it, and therefore I think it's cool. But I'm already thinking about next season, and maybe then I'll start, you know, hiring a few of those people who are provided such great art and, you know, really commission dedicated art. Although I love the surprise, you know, what people get inspired to make. I don't want to give any input with the fan art ever, pretty much.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, at the point where you're giving any sort of specifications, then you definitely are. That's a commission, whether you're paying for it or not. But I don't know. I'm kind of inclined toward paying people because I was actually a member of a graphic design guild for several years and did that sort of thing professionally with some freelance illustration work and stuff. And there's a lot of people that have worse intentions than you and really do take advantage of artists. And so the problem is even appearing to be aligned with those jerks can be a bad look. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm definitely concerned about it, and you know, I'm trying my best. But yeah, I think maybe next season then, or maybe in the second half of the season or so, because you know it was also a bit of an experiment, right? Like I get some feedback here and there, people saying they don't like it that I use this fan art because they can't see in their sub feed that it's actually a Minecraft video, right? But other than that, it was only very, very positive. So yeah, we'll see. Just don't want to make it feel like I'm trying to take advantage of anybody or so.
Yeah. Well,
Technically, I don't think, for the search terms and for YouTube promotion, it's not good to not put Minecraft in your thumbnails on your Minecraft videos. So it's not, from a business point of view, it's probably not the smartest thing to do.
I guess
who
one
cares?
thing you got to be careful about too is making sure that you have written permission to use them in your thumbnails, and that none of them are
Yeah.
minors.
That's why I always publicly ask, and so it's a publicly documented.
Yeah, make
they
sure you
gave
back that up
permission.
in case they delete the tweet or whatever. If it's not an
Yeah.
email or something.
Yeah. I'm reading your chat a little bit. What is Love saying? Personally, love the fact that Doc shows off the art of his fans. Well, yeah, it's not. It's the HermitCraft community. It's not my fans. It's HermitCraft community. We have, they make fan art for everybody. It's not like my stuff. We have amazingly talented people in our fan art community. It's nuts.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I definitely could see an uptick, that people were doing more fan art since they saw, hey, he's really promoting and featuring that stuff, which is cool. But I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and that's
it was
another
kind
one of
of-
those arguments of even if you're not directly paying, or even if you're not directly commissioning unpaid art, it's like sucking oxygen out of the room, But I mean, and each of us kind of chooses different ways to encourage people to make art. Like, I'll retweet stuff and reblog stuff on Tumblr.
Yeah, I did
but-
that before, of course. I have my E-frame here hanging right next to me, where I have hundreds of fan art in rotation. I collected over the years.
Oh, that's
To me,
cool.
it's-
That's a really neat idea, because I've always thought that those things were
Yeah.
kind of interesting, but I never really had a good use for them. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty big E-frame, the biggest one I could get there. It's cool, just and then I have it's with an app, and then when I see a cool Twitter picture, or whatever fan art, I directly upload it. And over the years, a huge collection. It's really cool. It's really motivating. So
Yeah.
I always appreciated fan art. Didn't beforehand, I also always retweeted and shared and so on. I
Well,
think it's important.
Yeah, and then
Also to get feedback for the artists, not only to get the praise and saying, "Oh man, this is amazing." There's also sometimes really good feedback how to improve art pieces and so on. It's important for artists too.
Yeah, the thing about the being motivating for you, I completely agree. When I was really upset when I had just gotten news about the divorce, the first few months were really hard on me. And so,
Yeah.
on my lunch break at work, I'd flip through and look at, all the cool pictures I made, or people made of me. And I was like, I gotta be doing something right, because I feel like I'm just a complete failure. This marriage was the most important thing in my life, and I somehow screwed it up. And, but it's clearly I'm doing something pretty okay, because people are making oil paintings of me. And and I was just like, man, what do people do who are getting divorced who don't have people making oil paintings of them? This, I'm barely keeping my head above water, and most people don't have this.
Yeah, it's great. This obviously it helps a lot, right? This is one of the positive things. If you have a healthy and good community, and your content is also something positive, like we do, right? Then it's very rewarding. I mean, I don't know, if you, for example, into making a drama channel or something like that, and most of the time you deal with people fighting and arguing, I guess then, it's a bit of a different vibe. But the way we do it, trying to give positive entertainment, and that the echo is kind of similar then, right? You also get a lot of positive stuff in return. Just need to make sure it isn't, the defining thing for you, right? How the internet works, one mistake or whatever, and all of a sudden, all that love can quickly turn into the opposite. So you got to be careful and not be dependent on it. Your well-being should not be dependent on how well you are received in the public eye or so.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, that's people were asking me questions about like channel statistics and stuff earlier, and I was like, there are people who get caught up in the numbers and in stuff like that, and like it'll just drive you crazy because there's so much that's outside of your control, you know.
And that's the first thing you need to learn about YouTube. You have zero control
Yeah.
about whatever the heck is going on. And whenever you feel, hey, I got something that works, they're gonna change it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's as soon as you realize that even YouTube is not fair in that sense. Like there's this classic, hey, you work hard and you will get rewarded. That is not necessarily the case on YouTube. A lot of luck and so on plays a role, right?
Oh,
Be
absolutely.
at the right spot at the right time. I mean, I know people that's been doing this for years, producing quality content, but just, I don't know, the algorithm doesn't bless them, or I don't know. Consistency is definitely, that's maybe the only thing you can influence in a way. If you're consistent, that increases your chances to, so something happens with your content, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of those things though where even that can be difficult to like that can be within your control if you're living by yourself and you don't have any other responsibilities. But like, for me, I remember there was one point where somebody was talking to me like, Joe, you gotta really lock down your schedule. I'm like, if I try to lock down my Minecraft schedule, my schedule for taking care of my kid's gonna slip, right? So I'm gonna do the episodes as best as I can on a relatively frequent schedule, but I'm not gonna commit to, I promise I'll get one out the door this day every week or whatever, because I just, have other obligations that have to be.
Well, as long as it's somehow consistent for me and how our living and life situation is at the moment with the little one and Karen being here and so on, I managed, I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and half of Friday, and then the rest I can take off full weekend. And in between, I try to hang out and help and do as well. So with two people sharing the load, I was able to keep this every Friday at the same time I get my video out since the start of the season. And it helps me, I don't know, it's good, I'm at, I don't know, Wednesday, halfway in the episode, and then I can gauge already, okay, I'm in good pace, I know how much content still needs to be produced to fit for the episode and so on. So it's you get a bit of a routine, which seems to be helpful for me now at the moment. Before I also didn't like that, to be on a schedule, so to speak.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it seems to be something I enjoy. It gives me a bit of... It's also, for Karen, then it's very clear, okay, this is work time, don't bother him too much, only if it's really important or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and that's, the sort of thing, like, I just don't have the assistance that you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if,
Yeah.
It's just me and my kid. And so, I'm
Yeah.
doing my best to juggle what I can. And, I figure if I get an episode out every 5 to 10 days, aiming for 5, so slightly more than once a week, but occasionally I'm not going to beat myself up if it slips,
Yeah.
Because it's kind of
That's a good pace, man. Dude, we have so many hermits by now, right? We have 20 plus people sometimes uploading. And I think if everybody would do one episode per week, we would still have so much content. If somebody wanted to watch it all, it's gonna be a live job, full-time job. So, So yeah, I feel like in season 8 I made pretty good experiences with the one episode per week, but therefore try to make longer videos. I mean, I know not everybody appreciates it. Here and there I get a comment saying, Doc, make your videos shorter. But overall it's always very positively received. Once a week, therefore, but longer. That works too.
Yeah, and YouTube lets us see, for those of y'all who don't know, YouTube will tell us like what the average view length is, right? So, you can tell like if people are actually watching an hour-long video or not. That's not something we have to guess at.
No. Although, well, you know, those statistics are also, I don't give too much about them. I just look at the feedback, look at the view numbers, trends a little bit. But other than that, I don't really. Watch time is a thing that is very important for the YouTube algorithm, but it's a tricky number to even estimate, you know. A lot of people skip back and forth, then watch another a scene again, then maybe watch the video in 2-3 sessions because they don't have the time, or you mention something and they quickly go somewhere else, then come back. So the watch time number, I feel, is kind of, yeah, always a bit tricky.
But still, you could tell.
The
Like,
shorter the videos are, the more precise. Let's say it like that. If they get longer, it gets a bit iffy to really, figure it out. Jeez, these slimes, man! Did you bring them all? Look at
not exactly, no. You know, I think they escaped from Mumbo's farm.
Yeah, you know what we should do? Like we should get a ton of slime and fill his farm up.
Oh.
So he actually believes it worked.
We could also set up some sort of bubble column minecart system that just trucks them all up there. And so he'll log in and just be like, it's working, there's 1 million slime.
Oh man. You know, now with 2 of us here, the mob cap is bigger, right? We could,
Yep.
I think we could in theory have like 140 slime in here, man.
Yeah, we just gotta name tag them so they don't despawn before Mumbo shows up.
Yeah. Mob switch.
Yeah.
Crazy. But you know, they hit so hard. Them and the magma cubes are the worst bullies in the game, man.
I agree. Dang it.
But at least with the slime, you can chop them into the mini ones so they can't touch you anymore. With the magma, it doesn't even work. Even the small ones can ding you.
Yeah, I've just got a whole bunch of them following me. I'm kind of just looping back and forth between 2 rows of the blocks. Every time that they start catching up to me, I do a loop back behind them.
Looks amazing. Oh, impulse raid incoming.
Hey, welcome, Impulse Raiders. Or actually, I guess I'll go ahead and do that once the raid actually goes through. Thanks for the heads up, though, y'all. Appreciate it.
I'm using Bobby.
Oh,
Being able to see the whole perimeter is really cool.
it is. Yeah, thank you for recommending that. I did a bunch of
Oh, you're
tests.
using it too?
I don't have it activated right now because I knew I was going to be flying around some. And it kind of gives me some judder when I'm flying. But
I'm gonna play around with Distant Horizons. It's another one. I'm gonna test it. HiveMind is testing it at the moment. I think it might be even better. It's as you said, right when you fly around a bit and it loads a lot of new chunks, it gets a bit choppy or jittery, or I don't know how to describe it. I think, and HiveMind said with Distant Horizons is not the case. So yeah, we'll try.
that's cool. Now, are you using the deep slate blocks to only smooth out the holes in the middle, or are you going all the way to the edges and filling in the trench?
Yeah, later we'll have to do the trenches, but let's just focus on the middle area now. I'm still not 100% sure what we'll end up with here. Maybe I'll remove all the bedrock that is exposed at the moment or so.
Gotcha.
Where the trenches were.
Somebody says the
We'll
impulse
see.
raid has already arrived. In that case, howdy y'all, Joe Hill's
hi.
here.
Oh, yeah.
is here too. Sorry, I thought people were warning me there was an impulse raid incoming, but yeah, I just looked over at Impulse's window and it's now my window. Sometimes I spy on Impulse when I'm streaming to make sure he isn't going to come mess with me. But yeah, welcome. I'm down here in the lower left. I do something kind of silly with my streams. I keep track of the tips that roll in, and then when we hit milestones, the camera gets bigger. We actually just got a $5 tip. Let's see who did that roll in from. That was from Glenn. So thank you, Glenn. That puts us $6 away from our next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Doc. I can't hold down push to talk when I'm in other windows.
No worries.
Okay. So...
Oh, nice. Look at this nice flat surface. Good, good, good.
I've got some potions of invisibility here I'm going to try using. See if they'll leave me alone. I'll see. I've only got 2, but that's 16 minutes of not being bothered by slimes, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, if we manage to hack them all small, then we quickly reach mob cap and no new ones should spawn. But yeah, the small ones are also very obnoxious, you know, filling in these holes, and every time you want to place a block, you jump into the hole.
Okay. So the most important thing I need to remember is not to take off the elytra until after I'm on the ground, because I just want to chug the potion and disappear. That's no good. Alrighty.
Well, I think I read the other day how it kind of works with the invis, so you can have armor pieces on. It just reduces the distance you know where they can detect you then.
Oh,
But
I didn't.
if you stay far enough away, you're also technically invisible.
I didn't realize that. Huh. Hey, thank you, Kasav Debutra, for tipping what comes out to 1 US
yeah,
Abacus
the
bead
less
in
the
rupees.
better.
Thank you.
Hey dog, can you ask how dog's tomatoes are growing?
Oh yeah,
At
let's
the
hear about your
moment,
garden.
yeah, well, we're still waiting for a yearly cold time. It's called Ice Heilige, the holy ice spirits here in Europe. It should be coming up the next 2 days, and if that is, you know, it could freeze overnight again, and you don't want to have your tomatoes outside freezing. So at the moment we have him in a little climate tent, and it's, yeah, just watered them the other day. It's like about 60 different plants. But next week or so, then I'm gonna start putting them outside, hook up the watering system and all. Looks like weather is gonna be fairly stable, but yeah, we're gonna wait for that one cold night, and that's over. We can put them out.
Yeah, I think we had our last freeze of the season in Nashville a couple weeks ago, but we'll have to see. I'm not really doing any gardening myself, as as a renter, but you know.
I did a little less this year, you know, because a little one just takes time and energy, and I was just KO, man, in my free time. So
Well, you gotta prioritize.
But I want to plant some stuff, you know, especially for the little one. Some beans and peas, and maybe some carrots, and of course tomatoes. We got a bunch of strawberries hooked up already,
Oh, nice.
so that's cool. Maybe some broccoli again, that worked also really well last year. It's easy to do.
Yeah, because you're still a
Quite
little
interesting.
while from the kid being able to help out with watering and stuff.
Yeah, but you know, they're getting there. Obviously, it's gonna end up in total chaos when they have the watering can, but they're trying.
Yeah. Well, you know, as long
It's
as you don't
fun.
fill it up too much, they can't
Yeah.
overwater, you know?
Yeah, it works. I mean,
Hey, Rosalind,
at
thank
the
you for
moment, you know,
tipping
they
10.
mainly just want to observe everything, and everything is interesting. There's nothing that is not interesting. It's just, yeah.
So now that we've hit that milestone there, at this point, each additional face camera expansion will be accompanied by a drop in opacity. So we are down
Yesterday,
90%.
we went to the swimming pool.
Oh, nice. Already?
Yeah, but it's just, you know, mom and the little one been going to swimming class for long, since, I don't know,
Oh,
almost
you
a
guys
year
probably
now.
have more indoor swimming pools there. Or was it?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes more sense.
but that was outdoors now. Now it's really good weather here in Germany by now. It's like in Celsius, like 30 degrees it was. That's summertime weather, like, you know, high 80s or something like that. So, yeah. It's really cool, and you know, the swimming class is paid off. Like, little one loves the water, no fear at all, and yeah,
Oh, that's excellent.
paddling around. Yeah. It's definitely easier in the summertime when it gets warm again. Now, you know, they really want to be entertained and have some. It's not just chilling. They really want to be entertained. And yeah, if you can go outside, obviously, to the playgrounds and stuff, that's good.
Yeah, we had a zoo membership as well as a botanical gardens membership. And,
Yeah, same. I got them too, both.
yeah, I got really into Pokemon Go because I could push the stroller around and she could look at everything. And it's like there's a million Pokestops at the botanical gardens and the zoo. So
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, now, like the other day, I ordered a learning tower for kids. Don't know if you know what it is. It's like
No.
it's a little, yeah, it's like a step to, or a small ladder kind of thing, but with a platform for kids to climb on so they can help out in the kitchen, and look up
Oh.
what you're doing further up. And you can also then fold it over, and then it's like a little bench for them to sit. It's
that's
like
neat.
Montessori, it's called. It's a children's education principle. Maybe you don't follow it really, but they have invented this learning tower.
And what
pretty
makes
neat.
it different than just a step ladder? The fact that it can turn into a bench, or is there like a safety feature or
Yeah,
something?
there's a safety feature to it. They climb up and then there's a wall behind you, or like a safety. They can't fall down.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty
that's
much,
good.
they climb into it. It's like a high seat, but to stand in it, kind of.
Oh,
If
that
it-
makes
if it
sense.
makes sense,
So they
right?
can,
Yeah.
so they're at counter level, like standing. It's like they're standing on a
Yeah.
stool almost, but
Yeah, or
like around
if
their
you
body.
if you brush the teeth or go to the sink, you can
Mhm.
put that thing there, and then they can stand and wash their hands themselves and stuff like that.
but is
Yeah,
it set up so they
while
can climb into
cooking-
it themselves, or do they have to be placed?
Yeah, they can climb into themselves, and then if they stand
Oh.
up, they can climb through, and then they stand on a platform, and this platform is surrounded. There's like kind of a small gap for them to climb through.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, we always just had like a step ladder, and it's like don't fall off.
yeah. Well, that's the trick too, of course. But yeah. Karen, this is in this deadly WhatsApp group, the breastfeeding group, and they're, pool of knowledge, and they're battling in there, who's got the best baby stuff. So, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, when I was when we were new parents, none of our peers had children. Like
Yeah,
everybody thought we
same
were
here,
crazy.
pretty
They're
much,
like,
yeah.
you're only like 27 and you're having kids. What are you, insane? And so like we didn't really have a lot of resources or social support like that.
Yeah, we also don't have a friends circle. Most of them were earlier than us with their kids, right? So, but yeah, Karen is really good in going out there, and she's in. This morning she wasn't at a place called Parents Cafe. It's like twice a week you go there with your kids and hang out with other parents or moms, and kids play, and you have a coffee and a chat. And hang out there for 1.5 hours. It's one of the city things, and then she's also going to kids gymnastics class, or it's called Fit with the Baby. So it's not only kids gymnastics; it's also for the mom.
Oh, that's fun.
Most of the kids just climb around.
Yeah.
All of them are still small.
Well, it
And
could be
then the
very
swimming
isolating.
class, and stuff like that. And over that, Karen got to know quite a bunch of moms as well. And then they meet up in private too. So yeah,
That's cool.
that's definitely helpful, man. If you have nobody, you gotta share your experiences. And then there's also this dogma, right? As parents, you're not allowed to say, "Oh, this is really exhausting," or so, right?
I never
You-
liked that. Like it's one of those things where it's like, look, if something is hard, we shouldn't lie to people about it being
Yeah.
exhausting. And that's not the same thing as saying it's not worth it. Like I think parenting is absolutely worth the effort, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
effort. Don't lie to people, so make them feel bad. If
I
they're
kind
like,
of-
oh, this is hard on me.
Kind of
and
made a
nobody
funny
else.
experience there. Like when I had time, I was coming with to baby swimming class, and then the follow-up class was baby swimming in sauna class. Yeah, you can
Baby
actually
sauna?
go to you can actually go to sauna with baby. Yeah, the low temperature one, and then for 5 to 6 minutes. Yeah, and then go outside, cool water, and then you can do three of these. Anyways, I went there, like Karen couldn't, so I went alone. And it was me with like 8 mums in the sauna. And then at some point I said, oh man, this is so relaxing, thank God, it's like, it's very exhausting to be parents. And then that seemed, I broke the seal, I dared to say that, and all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, it's really hard, and this is exhausting, and yeah, we have the same issues, and la la la. And it was really funny, like how the dam broke, and then everybody, we sit there, everybody whining how hard it is.
Yeah, it's good for people to have an outlet sometimes,
Yeah, that's really funny. But yeah, mainly, of course, it's a great thing. I mean, I enjoy every day. It's a great experience. Yeah. It gives you a life, different perspective. I mean, obviously you're aware of that beforehand, right? I mean, but
yeah.
to feel it really and live it, it's definitely a bit of a different vibe. And then you fully grasp it, how huge it actually is.
Well, in some ways, I would liken it to, like, I always heard that, like, Silicon Valley, like, near San Francisco, had great weather. And I was just like, why would somebody live there? It's got to be one of the most miserable places. It's so expensive. The traffic's terrible. And people are like, no. The weather's really good. And I'm like, I can't be that good. First time I get out there, I'm walking around, and I'm just like, this is the most beautiful day I've ever experienced. And it's just some random day. It's, like I said to somebody, I'm like, is it always like that? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. I mean, sometimes it rains, and, a little colder in winter. And I'm just like, but like, until you experience it, you can be told 100 times, yeah, parenting is a lot of work. And you're like, I do work all the time. I can do that work. It's like, you gotta feel it,
I mean, what I definitely, like, I don't know, I always had jobs and things that also require discipline and not letting go, but you can always find a way to make it a little bit easier on you, or make it, but with kids there is no trickery, no flim-flamming, no nothing. It's straight up, you can't slack ever.
Yeah, you can't
Never.
cut those corners like you would.
Yeah, and that's a new experience. It's just a different experience. You can do it. It's like not an impossible challenge, right? But definitely it's a very new experience to have no excuse ever whatsoever. So that that took a bit to get used to, and learn how to deal with that kind of new pressure, right? You feel, or if you want to call it pressure, or responsibility, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think both words are applicable, any sort of responsibility that is, time, like, that's the other thing, though, too, is with kids, a lot of things are actually immediately urgent. You can't just ignore it for an hour, like with...
Yeah, exactly.
Like with the email, a lot of times you could be like, oh, I just saw this now, I was in a meeting. And I was like, okay, well, it was kind of important, but, like, you were in a meeting. But with your kid, your kid's like, I want to eat now, or I need water now. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, there's no way to escape it. Yeah, that's definitely something you gotta get used to. Like, no excuses. And the thing is, I don't feel any outside pressure, right? That's what I hear a lot from these parents when I meet them. Also, they say, yeah, sometimes feel like people are judging me. It's like, I couldn't care less what anybody else thinks. Like, but I've always been like that.
Yeah,
and
well,
with my kid, it's the same. Like, but for me personally, I have high expectations.
Well,
right,
so here's the thing, though, is like, I'm not normally too worried about people judging me, but there was an incident a few weeks ago where my kid just had like this absolute train wreck of a day at school, and she's older now, but like, when kids get really upset, sometimes they kind of throw a tantrum, right? And so we're walking away from the school, and she's just like freaking out and like screaming, and a car pulls up next to us as we're walking down the road, and I'm like, oh, great, it's going to be somebody who's like, I'm sorry, you bothering that little girl or something, and I'm just like, great. And then the person's like, Joe? And I'm like, oh, good, it's somebody we know who's just like checking in, like, great. And then the person goes, Joe Hills, right? I love your YouTube channel. And my kid is like shrieking, and I'm like, yeah, I hope you have a great day, but like I gotta go.
Bye.
Like, yeah, because it's like I don't want to be like, oh, there's some exposed diamonds here if you want them, Doc. I'll put a slime block on top of it so you can find it later.
All right.
But yeah, I'm like, normally I'm happy to like say hi to people, but of course it's like the one time that my kid is freaking out, somebody's pulling up with, and they've got their kid that they were picking up from school apparently, and it's like great.
Yeah, I have to say though, Joe, that's also one of my concerns. Like, seriously, I think it's happened 3 times where somebody recognized me here on the streets also in Germany. Right, so I'm not too concerned about it, but that would be my worst nightmare. Like, if I would be recognized by somebody and have the little one with me. That, I wouldn't be happy about that.
Well, I mean, I
Just want to protect the privacy there. That's like, I don't know. It's not obsessed with it, but it's definitely one of my top priorities.
yeah, I
I
understand.
it's a difficult, like, I try to share a lot. I tweet about things Docky learned now or things we experienced together and stuff like that, and try to share as much as I can. But even with those things, I think like 5 or 6 times if I should
Hey, Freaky Girl,
tweet
thank you for
this,
the
and
3.
I'm just
Well,
cannot be careful enough with that stuff these days.
yeah, and that's kind of one of those weird balancing acts too, because like, I've been taking my kid to conventions since she was a baby, but like, I was nowhere near as recognizable back then as I am now. But like, she knows that like, hey, there's gonna be some opportunities for me to travel with Dad and go do fun places. She would feel left out if I was like, well, I can't take you to conventions anymore. I'm too famous. It's like, isn't the point of being famous that you get to do more things? Like, why, So it's kind of a balancing act where I have to talk to her very frankly about like protecting her privacy and like what kinds of questions she shouldn't answer if somebody starts, trying to make conversation in an awkward way, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Parental, hour with Joe and Doc.
Yeah, or as
Hermit
long
parents
as it takes.
helping hermit parents.
Yeah, parents helping her. Parents helping her parents. We'll get it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it
Doc
helps
has
too that I
been
live in a city
recognized.
that there's a lot of people that are way more famous than me. Like I see, or not so much these days because like COVID and stuff. But like I used to see Ben Folds around town all the time and other musicians, and like I'm one of the least famous people in town that would even be recognizable. So, it kind of. And they go out with their kids to the movies and stuff, and they're, not worried about it.
Yeah. Somebody asking if people would not maybe recognize me when I was a basketball player. In the cities I played for, yeah, you got recognized here and there, but it was more like, you did things more likely to be recognized at. People would recognize you hanging out on the basketball playgrounds there. You were younger, so you would go out clubbing and people would know who you are. But, I was never like some basketball superstar person, Michael Jordan level, where, people went crazy when they see you. You get recognized, but even then, for example, in my city here, we also have a professional football club, of course. And just the other day, I was on the playground, and our center striker was there too, with his kids, and nobody, gives a crap. Literally, they just leave them be. And then later, there's a caged-in soccer playground for kids too. And then I saw a few of the kids recognized him, and then he quickly went over, took a few selfies with the kids, made their day, and that's it. But you don't really this constantly being recognized and people asking you for pictures and whatnot. That happens to superstars like Mike Tyson. To us gamer dudes, stuff like that would only happen if you go to conventions also. Like gaming conventions. If you go to Minecon, of course, you can expect people recognizing you, but normally even for example Green or somebody, you know, with a massive subscriber base, I'm pretty sure Green can just live a pretty normal life and will not be constantly be bothered by people recognizing him. And even if people recognize you, most people don't want to bother you in your private time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There was one time I was at the pool at this apartment complex I used to live at, and my kid was maybe 4, and she was playing with like another kid, like just swimming around or whatever, who was like about the same age, 5 or 6. And the dad of the other kid is like sitting across the pool, but he keeps like looking over at me in this weird way. And I'm just trying to sit there, read my book. You know, I'm occasionally glancing up to make sure the kids aren't drowning or anything, but you know, they're keeping each other entertained, so I'm not getting involved. And eventually the dad calls his son over, and it's like, what's the name of that YouTuber that you always watch on the HermitCraft server? And the kid jumps into the pool yelling, Isco85! And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the dad recognized me, but the kid had no idea. But like, yeah. But you know, that's the thing though, is that's the place that I really don't want to get recognized, is like somebody in the, you know, apartment complex. That gets weird, you know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when we moved here, the neighbors, you know, have conversation and they want to know what you do and so on. And I always just tell them I work in online marketing. And then that sounds so boring to people that they normally don't question further. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the camera gets bigger when people tip. We are
Dang it,
currently
man.
12
Yo,
hours away
it's
from the
terrible
next
here,
Facebook
man.
I
What
know.
the hell?
Yeah, I know. I'm killing a bunch of slimes to fix my mending pick.
Bro, it's only big slime. I'm surrounded by 15 big ones, man.
Oh, jeez.
They hit hard.
Yeah, whenever there's too big a cluster, I just kind of fly away for a little bit and let them kind of despawn.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized. Sorry, that's my kid pickup alarm. I gotta run and get my kid from school. Are you streaming? Can I raid you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna raid somebody else, but once I get back from picking her up from school, usually I would raid Cleo on Monday, and I would come back and hang out for another hour and a half.
Tango is on at the moment still.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and raid him, and then I'll come back and help you some more once I get my kid all settled.
No
Sound good?
worries.
All right.
Later.
Be back in a little bit. So, okay, stream. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Let me go ahead
Kid
and
pick up alarm.
yeah.
It's also funny.
Let's see. Leave group so we don't hear Doc. Let's see. Where is Tango's stream URL so we can send everybody over his way? He is building a galaxy. Ooh, that sounds good. So we're gonna /raid Tango Tech. And we're going to copy that link over here for the YouTube folks. Thank you all so much for hanging out. It has been a fantastic, fantastic stream. Hope you all enjoyed everything. I got to go, though. That alarm is my, hey, you forgot alarm. So anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Doo-doo.